Hello and welcome to the last home game here at DeVore Stadium between two crosstown rivals. It's the Southwestern Jaguars taking on San Diego Mesa. It is going to be a good one today. Two old foes going at it. Player Gary Watkins going against his old coach, Ed Carberry. And partner, I bring in Ramon Scott on both verdict here. It's going to be a great matchup, having two guys that know each other very well.
Well, that better be a promise, Bo, because we've been here at Southwestern College 4 other occasions this year, and although this has been a great gig, thank you to Cali Photo, Pablo Espinal, and Kevin Bear, and Tim Gahn and the gang, but I don't know if I'm coming back if we don't get a victory on this field this season, Bo. Yes, I know that Southwestern is coming off a great victory over San Bernardino Valley College, but I want to get a home win right here against Mesa on sophomore night, and you know that Coach Carberry wants to get back at Coach Watkins. Bo, they call it a rivalry maybe because of those two coaches now, but Southwestern dominated Mesa College for many years until that meeting in 2019. They had won 11 straight meetings.
Southwestern coming into this game 3-5. On the other side for Mesa, they come in this game 5-3. Southwestern coming off a big win on the road at San Bernardino Valley, beating the Valley 29-27. It'll be interesting to see which quarterback starts today for this program. Kahani Davis was a player that really has been their best player behind snap today. 4 touchdowns, a couple picks. That's more touchdowns than all the other 4 quarterbacks combined. And then on the other side for Mesa, we have local products all over the field. They're led on offense by Gunnar Gray. So it's going to be, like I said, a good matchup between two crosstown rivals that know each other really well.
Yeah, Bo, you said it. To have these two teams playing, 2 of the 4 teams in San Diego, they didn't play the full round robin this year, but it's good to have these two squads going at it.
And I think we're going to have our first time this season, our field reporter Erica Cardenas is joined by head coach Ed Carberry.
That's right, guys. I'm down here at DeVore Stadium with head coach Ed Carberry. Coach, rivalry game tonight. You've been here for many years. Tell us, how excited are you about tonight's game? What are you expecting?
A lot of hard hitting, or the neighborhood kind of game. The guy who's the head coach at Mesa, I've known him since he was 14. And he's the head coach of
Mesa is on the toss, and they'll defer in the second half. Jaguars
Kahani Davis has been playing well for you guys the past couple of days. Is he starting at quarterback tonight?
At the south end of the field.
He didn't take us, so we're not going to overthink that one for sure.
At this time, we'd like to ask everybody, please rise and remove your hats for the presentation of our national anthem.
It's just keeping them in front of you. If you can do that, if you make them knock you down, keep you inside, it's hard to win. Oops.
There we go. Thank you, coach, and good luck tonight. Back to you guys.
National anthem. Great job, Erica. And once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on the Cali Photo Network. It's the 3-5 Southwestern Jaguars taking on the 5-3 San Diego Mesa Olympians. I'm Bo Furtick alongside my partner Ramon Scott. Erica Cardenas, our field reporter, was just down talking to Coach Carberry, and it sounds like Kahanu Davis is going to start behind snap for the first time here at home.
Well, I thought the best thing that came out of that interview, Bo, was the fact that Coach Carberry's known Coach Watkins since he was 14 years old. So I think it's probably Mr. Carberry. But as far as Davis is concerned, Bo, he's really stepped into the role because Southwestern's wanted to play a little better, win a few more games. Look, it's been a little bit of a struggle. We've seen it. We've lived it, right, on offense. But Davis was really an all-state quarterback in Hawaii. But he knows that his football future wasn't going to be behind center at the level that he might want to achieve. He's a very talented player. We've seen him. We saw him, in different roles before he took over at quarterback. But like any good team player, step in at quarterback. He's done very well. Like I said, he led them to the victory over San Bernardino Valley College. And get this, we think that Mesa's a favorite coming in, Bo, and they are. But they lost to San Bernardino Valley College just a couple of weeks ago. So maybe Southwestern stock is rising. Mesa's got to get it together. They have something to prove. They're on the road here in this game. And just to mention, it is recruitment night here at Southwestern. You look at the facilities over here, and a bunch of kids looking to play community college football are here. So Southwestern has to show out tonight.
Southwestern on kickoff return. The Mesa mid-season was on a 4-game winning streak, lost the last 2, and Southwestern winning at San Bernardino Valley last week 29-27. And Southwestern will cross the 20, looks about the 22-23, and that's where they will start their first offensive possession here tonight.
So, Bo, I teased a little bit because I just want to get that home win, but 0-4 at home, it's gotta rub you a little bit the wrong way.
They won their first game, their home opener partner.
Okay.
Against a local team. You forgot that already. This is the same season. Well, it seems so long ago.
And it was a long time ago that these two teams met on the football field. It was the season opener in 2019, and the final score of that one, 14-4, Mesa.
Yeah, wrap your head around that one, ladies and gentlemen. Davis behind snap. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. And Davis will hand the ball off to the big back as he loses a gain that it looks like number 37. Elijah Robinson, who had a touchdown last week, he gets to start here today for the Jaguars.
We saw Robinson in that last game pretty much have his biggest role in the offense, and he did very, very well. So we've seen different players emerge for Southwestern. Maybe this is the best version of the Jaguars right now.
Jaquan Dorsey, the slot receiver on the far side. Christian Jourdain near side. Looks like a double pass out the chute. Has a receiver wide open downfield. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Jaguars.
Wow, Bo. I mean, look, how many times do you see pulling out something out of the bag of tricks on the last home game of the season, right? That comes right out of the old coach's playbook right there, the double pass. I thought it was almost borderline, but it was definitely backwards, and it worked out, and all of a sudden the Olympians are stunned early.
Timothy Christopher on the receiving end of a 77-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars get out to an early 7-0 lead, not even a minute into this game.
Well, there you go, a San Diego product with the reception, Tim Christopher out of Helix High School. And like I said, Bo, everyone watching, they haven't been here for these last couple of games. They haven't seen some of the offensive struggles that Southwestern has gone through. As far as I'm concerned right now, Southwestern is the best team on this field after that exciting start to the game. Where's that been?
Well, we know Southwestern is known for their bubble screens, right? A lot of passes near the line of scrimmage. So they played that into their hands here today. I'm sure the Olympians knew that as well. They were attacking on all levels. Their secondary got caught up, and Christopher snuck right behind them for a wide open look.
Well, yeah, there wasn't any Olympian. They had already committed to the situation.
And you know what's amazing, partner, is we talked often about wanting to see a play like that. How many times do we talk about a receiver sneaking out on the other side of the secondary? It was always there, and to start the game off like that, obviously Coach Carberry wants to show out in front of these recruits here tonight on sophomore night. And Mesa will bring it out from the 2-yard line. And Timian Jackson gets tripped up, and he's brought down at the 24, and that's where Mesa will start their first possession here tonight.
So it is a league game, Bo, and Mesa comes in 3-1, and Southwestern comes in 1-3. Of course, it was the win over San Bernardino Valley College. You talked about it, 29-27, a great, all the Southwestern wins, obviously they have to be great games because, it's kind of a struggle just to get there, but all of their wins have been thrilling, and so was the win over San Bernardino Valley College. Mesa really was flat against SBVC in their game against them.
Gunnar Gray, the local player out of University City, is out, and another local guy gets to the 50, gets into Southwestern territory, and is brought down at the 37. So big plays on both offensive sides. That's Daniel Latonka.
Great, the Del Norte product. We know that Mesa, look, Southwestern hasn't been blessed with as many local players as Mesa is right now, and that may be due to the situation with the pandemic. Mesa moving a little bit quickly here. We'll get into that in a moment.
Junior Akantunde out of Steel Canyon now in the hip pocket of Gunnar Gray. Akantunde up the middle and is brought down near the 30 for a nice gain on second down, bringing up a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, so interesting that we see Latonka, we see Akantunde. We're expected to see possibly Cale Patterson, Josh Butler, a lot of local products on this Mesa team, Bo, on both sides of the ball. Well, Mesa right now, Grossmont has the best record, but Mesa might be the best team. They played a tougher schedule. Mesa might be the best of the 4 teams in the county right now.
Gray, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He looks far side and through the hands of his intended receiver, bringing up a 3rd and short. Nice defensive play right there by, I'd say, probably their best corner, Arnold Sconzo.
Well, Bo, look, Mesa, you have Gunnar Gray, right? So you better have a good secondary. If I wanted to point out maybe one area of this Southwestern team that is the best part of the team, it's got to be the secondary. Escanio, you figure he's had such a great year. Harrington, Williams, it's the best part of the team.
Dorsey and Jackson near side receivers for Mesa. They will hand the ball off. And you just mentioned it, partner. Michael Harrington for the tackle loss behind the line of scrimmage, but there was a flag thrown in the backfield.
And Jaheim Williams up there to help out, but
looks like a holding call.
Okay.
And Carberry will go ahead and accept the penalty, bringing up a 3rd and 13 for Mesa. So Mesa, obviously, that first big run out the gates, and they're really trying to establish their run game, and we haven't seen that too much from them this season.
No, Mesa, look, they have Gunnar Gray, you know what you're going to get, but those backs have been pretty good. Their backs have been good.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Butler in the backfield with Gray. Butler's first look on the field here today out of Poway. Gunnar will look over the middle. Nothing there. Pressure gets to him, and that ball deflected at the line of scrimmage, bringing up a 4th down. Great 3rd down stop. Is that Sola?
Yeah, how about that, Bo? That was almost a big boy pick right
yes,
there.
It was.
By Andrew Sola, and I would have liked to see him get into some space. Sola can move. He's got great footwork, and that's really what makes him such a great player. You didn't really see it there at the end of the play, but I think you saw some of his artistic flair.
Well, he leads the team in tackles for losses, sacks, As far as defensive linemen go, he leads the team in tackles. So Sola, and along with Fu Matu, obviously a lot of eyes on him to try to block. Oh, great job by the punter bringing that in with one hand. That could have been bad for Mesa.
He really salvaged
Gets a fortuitous roll.
What a great job.
And the Olympians will down it at the 1 yard line. Great job by Donovan Warren. That ball was over the head of Warren. He brings it down with one hand, looking like a receiver. And a great punt to down it inside the 2 yard line.
Now, Bo, you talk about local players, and Mesa has some great local talent on defense. Some of their top players, and just this week, Julian Sanderlin out of Grossmont High, he was offered by he's Fresno State. He looks like he's moving on to the next level. Chris Alba, who thought he was going to play possibly some Division I AA, he ended up here. John Carroll out of Helix, a former county defensive player of the year. Blaze Zito out of Helix, 6 sacks this season. And you mentioned Akintunde on defense. He has 2 picks.
Davis out of his own end zone. Fires it short on the far side. Tough position for the Jaguars right here. Obviously, you don't want to hold the ball too long with a possible holding call inside the end zone for a safety. You mentioned that 14-4 score last time they played.
Yeah, in 2019, Bo. So before that, it was 11 straight victories by Southwestern. So they have been the cream of the crop in San Diego County football. It's just this last year, and because of the situation, that Southwestern is in the rebuilding mode. But hopefully they put on a good show tonight for these kids.
Jaguars will hand the ball off the left side. Not much there.
Yeah, Charles Scott out of UC, number 39. You see him right there. He was in there. I think you also saw Alba, number 34, out of Grossmont High.
Elijah Robinson now with a couple carries on the night for a couple yards, bringing up a 3rd and 8 for Southwestern. You'd love to see them get their backs off the goal line, partner, not giving up good field position to the Olympians.
Yeah, I think maybe this play could be somewhat predictable, especially with that early touchdown. Just clear some room if you can.
Once again, the handoff up the middle, and the Olympians swarm to the ball. And you were spot on, partner, in that they just didn't want to. They didn't want to give the Olympians the momentum back. The Southwestern still has the momentum after that big play, up a touchdown, and they didn't want to make it easy for the Olympians. So good job by that front 7, not giving anything up for Mesa, bringing up a 4th and 9. Whistles on the field. Looks like a player's injured near side. He'll be coming off. Sean Bryant will come back in.
Want to mention Basin Snyder. Snyder's in there as the punter. He handled all the kicking duties last week.
Punt returner with his heels at the 40, and a punt off the side of his foot, and a tough punt. Normally one of their strong suits, I would say, for Southwestern is their special teams, but unfortunately the punt goes off the side of the foot of McGillicuddy.
Yeah, no, it's Basin Snyder.
Oh,
Snyder handled the kicking chores last week as well, so been a little bit of change in the lineup for Southwestern, and now all of a sudden Mesa.
It was actually, worse than I thought. Olympians will start their second possession inside their Jaguars 20.
Yeah, no, there wasn't really much heat coming in there, but definitely a rush situation for Schneider, and it was off the side of his foot, no doubt.
Dorsey and Owens, the receivers near side for Mesa. Gunnar Gray behind snap. He'll hand the ball off. Once again to Latonka. He gets a couple on the first down near the 15. So Latonka's been their early go-to guy. We haven't seen much of him this season. It's mostly been Patterson and the other local product, Butler. Mesa's going to get back up to the ball quickly. Looks like offsides, free play, pass over the middle, touchdown, Mesa. Jevin Dorsey, their leading receiver, or second on the team in receptions, now with his 4th touchdown on the season. He now has 300 yards.
Going to get back up to the ball quickly
on the season as well.
Looks like
So Gunnar Gray
offsides, free play.
guns that one over the
Pass
middle.
over the middle.
Southwestern was there, a tight window
Touchdown,
for Gray
Mesa.
as he just really put it right on the money to Dorsey. Nice look, nice pass, nice pitch and catch.
And a great replay. Hats off to our crew.
Field reporter and replay. It only took us all season to get here, but this is the game you want.
Well, right. I mean,
This is the two local teams that really every player wants to be at. Obviously, Southwestern with the beautiful facilities. Mesa has been the top program locally for the past couple years.
yeah. No, Palomar's had a pretty decent season, and Grossmont's had a terrific season. They're possibly headed to a bowl game. They're in action right now. I want to mention one other particular score of note from today. An opponent of both these clubs, Golden West, improved to 10-0, and they beat Fullerton 12-7. So
That's one of the closest games they've played.
Yeah, well, it's still Fullerton College, no matter how you look at it. And Fullerton led that game 7-3 heading into the 4th quarter, and Golden West ended up pulling it off to remain unbeaten. So pretty big win. Take a look at some of the other scores involving teams. Cerritos knocked off Mount San Antonio 38-35. It was interesting finals today. Also Orange Coast over West LA 20-17. So
7-7 ball game.
quick cash right there for Mesa. I mean, what quick, 19-yard drive, Bo? 18-yard drive?
Yeah, after coming out quickly. But obviously, kudos to the Olympians' defense and that special teams pinning them down inside the 5-yard line.
No, I mean, if you were going to credit anybody to...
Let it go out of bounds. Great. You see that too many times where a player will catch it and then run out of bounds, carrying himself, running out of real estate. But a heads-up play.
Give the punter a lot of credit for that score because of the play that he made, not only to grab that ball but to pin him down at the 1-yard line, and that was a big turn to tie this game up.
So I want to say, yeah, they'll get the ball at the 35 after the ball was kicked out of bounds. Christian Jourdain, the Jaguars' leading receiver, single side here at the bottom of your screen. Guarded by Junior Akuntunde. Handoff off the left side. And falling forward, decent run, that's Dominic Anderson out of West Valley. Haven't seen Anderson too much this year, but nice run by the back. Picks up 5, bringing up a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, definitely had some carries and it has looked good. Here's the problem, Bo, with Southwestern. They really don't have a dominant rusher this season.
Anderson again off the left side and wrapped up by Warren for a loss of 2.
I mean, Bo, you look at as a team, they've rushed for 436 yards.
Yeah, that's not very good.
I mean, it's amazing that, I don't want to say it like that, but it's amazing they have 3 victories, considering that.
Well, when you think about it, all 3 of their victories have come within a field goal, and all of their losses have come by more than 21. So when they've taken the L, it's been a little lopsided. But when they've played in close games, and I'm surprised there was no flag thrown on that, as at least two defensive linemen got into the neutral zone, but a great pass by Davis on the outside. The intended receiver, Poston, with a great grab, and he gets in Olympian territory for a first down Jaguars. Great pitch and catch from Davis to Poston. Poston out of Maryland. Kahanu Davis out of Hawaii. As mentioned in the pregame, Davis was one of the better high school quarterbacks coming out of the state of Hawaii. He gets his opportunity here tonight. 3 receivers to the left. He'll go that way, and a great open field tackle by Akintunde.
Yeah, you mentioned Akintunde out of Steel Canyon. Really good player for the Cougars and found his way here to Mesa. Mesa just, we already mentioned that he was in the backfield earlier, and he can definitely do things on both sides.
Yeah, he was a two-way player at Steel Canyon. Holscher on the reception. Loses 5 or 6, it looks like. We'll call it 5, bringing up a 2nd and 15. Holscher in motion. Kahanu will look that way. And that ball broken up on the outside. Great anticipation by the corner, DeLosa, bringing up a 3rd and 15. So we've seen a few more passes down the field, and just by the looks of it here early, Davis has the better arm we've seen in a while here from the quarterback. So it's no wonder why Carberry went back with Kahanu Davis, the hot hand. Davis steps up in the pocket. He has the legs to go, gets in Olympian territory, and a late hit. Great job, great use of the legs by Davis. The late flag thrown. The sideline official must have thought Davis was out of bounds before the hit took place, and the personal foul will bring up a 1st down for the Jaguars.
Yeah, it looked like the contact might have come in the field of play there. The quarterback was definitely heading towards the sideline, however.
Yeah, and in this replay right here, you're going to see Davis, really the pocket breaks down on him. There wasn't much open downfield, and just uses his legs, gets to the outside. And you could see on that one, he was out of bounds. So a great flag by the official. And Davis pumping his hands, knowing that was a big 3rd down conversion. Now in scoring position, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Davis. Davis will come near side, pitch it, ball's on the ground. And Anderson will hop on it for a big loss, bringing up a 2nd and 18.
So Davis might have been looking for an opportunity to continue to play quarterback, but you look at his size, you look at his stature. I mean, obviously he's quick, and we've seen what he brings to the table, but he thought maybe his football future might be at a different position. That's why he ended up, playing some receiver here, but this is where he deserves to be right now. He's doing a great job.
Davis over the middle, fires it short on that one. I'd say he had the juice, just didn't elevate that ball enough to get it to his intended receiver, who was open on that one. Bringing up a 3rd and 18. This is a position where you might not necessarily get the 1st down, but you want to get in field goal position for Asher Booth, who's already booted a 52-yard field goal today. But I know they also have another field goal kicker that they've tried out as well, knowing that Booth is 4 of 10 on the season.
Right, well, that was Mason Schneider that handled the place-kicking duties as well last week. So
obviously when things aren't going well, you have to switch it up, especially at the junior college level. Davis, play fake, rolls right, has a receiver deep, and overthrows his intended receiver. Good play call right there. Got on the other side of the secondary, just unable to connect with his intended receiver, and that will bring up a 4th and long.
Yeah, I mean, and Davis this is his 3rd game now, so there's got to be some familiarity. But again, when you're not playing the position all season, that was a play that was open, and it was a well-thrown ball. It just happened to be too long. But I thought the play was there, and maybe a little bit of just, you're out of sync because you just haven't done it enough.
Right, and that big 1st down play, the loss of 8, knocks Southwestern back out of scoring position. So they're going to bring on the punt team and see if they could pin the Olympians inside the 10. They'll get the bounce, And a late flag thrown from the near side official. The ball will be down at the 9-yard line. We'll see what the flag is. Didn't see too much going on. The official that threw it really was kind of out of the play. .6:10 remaining, a 7-7 ball game. Southwestern jumped out quickly on their second play of the game with a double pass, and then the Olympians came back, and we have a late holding call. That would be half the distance to the goal line. The connection from Gunnar Gray to Jevin Dorsey. Gray now has 19 touchdowns on the season.
Yeah, so let's see if Southwestern's defense can turn the tables here a little bit, Bo, and maybe create some field position for themselves with a defensive stand inside the 10 or 20-yard line.
Well, this is where the Olympians excelled on Southwestern's second offensive possession. See if they could return the favor here with the ball at the 5-yard line. Gunnar Gray with a quick pitch and catch over the middle. And that will move the sticks. On that was Dorsey again, so that's been his go-to receiver here early already with a touchdown grab, and now moves the chains on that one.
Escanio with the tackle.
Olympians get up to the line quickly. 3 receivers far side. They'll do the quick hit there. Nice blocks downfield. And Dorsey again with a nice pickup. He now has 3 receptions on the day, leading all receivers.
Arnold Escanio again throwing the shoulder in there to knock him down.
Receivers will flip side now to the near side, to the far side of the field. Olympians back up to the line quickly. 2nd and 5. Gray will hand it off. Looks like Cale Patterson gets his first touch on the day. He's their leading back. 94 carries, just under. I have him at 397. I would say he picked up 3 right there, so he's now exactly at 400 yards.
Yeah, well, Patterson and Butler, they've combined for over 700 yards rushing this season.
3rd and 2.
Butler was practically unstoppable with the Titans, Bo.
Yeah, both Patterson and Butler were pivotal parts of their high school's offense. Patterson, I want to say, led the county in touchdowns at one point.
And I think this is a great, this gives us a moment. I think this is a very nice fit for Gunnar Gray. He looks great out there, and he's had a pretty good season so far. He's completed just 52% of his passes, but thrown for over 1,700 yards, 18 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, but he's just a freshman this year, so I think that
going through his growing pains.
Yeah, no, I think that Gunnar Gray, will have a future beyond San Diego Mesa.
He's definitely a gunslinger, 6'4", close to 200 pounds. He was that guy in high school.
Yeah, those UC teams, they really put some points on the board.
Yeah, they put up, I want to say 40 last night. 40 against Montgomery in a landslide.
Yeah,
victory.
Well, they got another great quarterback right now, maybe in the mold, not maybe necessarily a perfect in the mold, but as far as offensive production is concerned.
Yeah, Samuel Cooper, over 40 touchdowns on the year. One of 2 quarterbacks in San Diego County with at least 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 passing yards. 3rd and 2, big 3rd down. They'll hand it off up the middle, gets the first down and more. That's Butler on the run. So we talked about Patterson. Now Butler comes in, a little bigger back on short yardage. And he gets up to the 30-yard line to move the chains.
Yeah, nice job there. Southwestern has had some difficulty in stopping mostly the straight-ahead run, I would say, this season. I think they've had enough speed that getting outside really hasn't been much of a problem, but it's shoring it up inside. And I would expect more from Southwestern's defensive front this season. It just didn't pan out.
Anthony Gilpin, the near side receiver. Gray will go the other way through the hands of his intended receiver as he hit the deck. Looks like Timmy and Jackson again with a couple targets on the day and an early reception. Incompletion brings up a 2nd and 10, now under 4 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter here at DeVore Stadium. Crosstown rivalry, Southwestern, Mesa. This is about as good as it gets here on sophomore night. It's also recruit night as well. A few extra fans in the stands. These athletes coming out here, seeing if this is where they want to get to the next level. And Butler on the swing pass. Butler and Patterson each have 10 receptions on the season. And that reception picks up 12 and another first down for Mesa.
There was going to be no black shirt that was going to stop that angle right there. That was a first down as soon as it left Gray's hand. Now we'll have a stoppage. Maybe the chains are tangled up over there.
That's what it looks like.
They always talk about it, Bo, the way technology is today, and you can't get some device out there to measure 10 yards without, without all those links.
As much as we love technology, we still love the old school approach.
How many times,
whether it be football, baseball, basketball.
How many times at a high school level where you've seen like the bottom of the chain has been run over and dented? You know, the thing's probably like short of 10 yards.
They're definitely having some difficulties over there. You figure this late in the season they'd have it packed by now.
A little tape job.
Oh, that's what happened. They busted the player. Last time you've seen
shot,
that.
Kevin. They're wrapping it up with some duct tape, it looks like. They got to get the trainer over there.
All right, fixed, 100%.
And thank you to our Southwestern guys, our chain crew. Everyone involved with the program this year, great job. It will get better. That I promise you.
No doubt about that. Mesa started this offensive possession with their backs against the goal line inside the 5. They've now picked up a few first downs to get it out to their own 42. 3 receivers to the right of Gunner. Greg Gilpin, the local product, on the outside. The handoff up the middle. And a great job right there by Southwestern, not allowing a gain.
Yeah, getting in there. Galvin Wilkerson out of Corpus Christi.
Coming up on the 3-minute mark. Still got a 7-7 ball game here. Southwestern jumped out early. And Olympians tied it on their second possession.
And I know you've called me Mr. Doombo, but only because we've had these home losses. You find a way to win this one. You got 1 game left. You're 3-5. A 500 season is not out of the question.
They have Cerritos in their last game on the road. That game was canceled due to COVID, and that ball not brought in cleanly on the outside, bringing up a 3rd and 10 for the Olympians. And a late flag. It looked like some extra chatter. I mean, this is big right here. This is either a 3rd and extra long or an automatic first down. Unless we have offsetting penalties on both sides. It was after the play, so it's a personal foul on the Jaguars. Not what you want to see. It's an automatic first down. It's just those little things when you look back to continue a drive that you can say, you know what, that might have changed the complexion of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was not a nondescript down. That was a big, big penalty. So Erica mentioned it when she interviewed Coach Ed, but Coach Watkins played at Monte Vista High School, and that's where Ed Carberry coached the majority of his high school career. So
Butler in the backfield with Gray.
They have a great relationship, these two coaches. I interviewed them both this week, ran a version of the Ed Carberry show that we do, and Coach Watkins was nice enough to join us.
Butler gets the handoff off the left side, And that front line of the Jaguars starting to close those lanes quickly. Butler picks up 1 on first down.
Of course, with both coaches on, Bo, it couldn't get much of the strategy session
No, of
out of
course
them.
not.
They spend most of the half hour complimenting each other, but I didn't mind.
As a coach and as a player, I would say this game means a little bit more to them, even though they won't say it. What do you think about?
Oh, yeah, no. They know.
And a screen set up to Butler and read nicely by Southwestern as they swarmed to the ball for no gain. Looked like their first was Michael Harrington, the safety.
And then Escanio, he's leaving it all out here tonight as well. He finished it off, and boy, that play started nicely. It definitely made my heart jump a bit. I thought it looked like it was going to be a gainer. Great job by the Jags.
Yeah, the leading tacklers for Southwestern are their safeties, Jaheim Williams and Michael Harrington, both South Bay products here in San Diego. 3rd and 10. Way to hold your water as Gray tried to catch them offsides with the hard count. Gunnar Gray looks near side, and it's a good thing that ball wasn't on target because Jaheim Williams read that well. He would have took that the other way to the house. The incompletion brings up a 4th and 10. It's at that spot on the field where Mesa might go for it, but knowing that it's still a 7-7 ball game and a lot of game to be played, it looks like Coach Watkins is going to bring on the punt team.
Right. You might say, Bo, and nothing against Southwestern, their offense definitely has improved with Davis, but you could say that, well, we could go for it. Even on 4th and 10, it's going to be hard. Southwestern's not moving the ball that well. But when your defense just turned in a short field into an 18-yard touchdown, Mesa's doing the right thing here to try to, and that call might be declined if it's a delay, but Mesa might be doing the right thing to try to pin them inside the 10 and make the defense.
Well, I think Mesa will take that as a win as well, starting this offensive possession inside the 5-yard line and knowing that they have the momentum at the moment with 1:09 remaining in this first quarter. They want to keep that. Obviously, with the percentages on a 3rd and 10, successfully completing a pass downfield or low, Coach Watkins understands that. Knowing that they really got their first score by pinning Southwestern inside the 5. And this ball bounces at the 20 and will be brought at the Southwestern 19 to Louis.
Okay, so great. 19-yard line, that's fine considering what might have happened there. You notice that the delay of game penalty was not declined. So they gained 5 yards out of that as well. So
they're going to call it the 20-yard line. Now under a minute remaining here in the first quarter. Christian Jourdain, the single side receiver near side. Robinson will get the handoff up the middle. For a pickup of 4.
Yeah, so Keanu Davis, he was a very talented 3-sport athlete. He won a state championship, not in football in Hawaii, but in another sport. And we've definitely seen his athletic ability on display. Definitely, we know some of the other Griffin quarterbacks can move a little bit. Davis looks like he has a little bit more speed.
Looks like the last play of the quarter, a pitch to the tight end, and a first down for the Jaguars.
How about that wrinkle, Bo?
A good way. Actually, that was Dorsey. He has the size of a tight end. Dorsey had a touchdown last week at San Bernardino Valley, and he'll pick up the first down for the last play. So you like to see.
Have we seen that?
No, not at all. But we have seen how they set up that play. We saw that pitch near side earlier today, and that play set up the pitch over the middle. We see that a lot in the NFL nowadays. Kansas City really made that popular with Mahomes and Kelsey, and we're starting to see that be more implemented on the offensive side because it's an easy completion. and a high percentage play. And that will end the first quarter here at DeVore Stadium. The score, Olympians 7, Jaguars 7 here on the Cali Photo Network.
All right, Bo, we open up the second quarter. Want to mention one score of note. Pasadena City leading Grossmont 7-0. Grossmont there possibly playing for a bowl appearance with their great record this year, but right now they trail Pasadena City. Second meeting of the season between the two.
Two receivers to the left, to the right. A free play. Davis will go deep. His intended receiver, Christian Jourdain, guarded well on the outside, step for step.
Really got a good look at Jourdain's speed there. Ball was well overthrown, but you could see the ground he made up after the ball was in the air. And once the defender kind of turned his head, that's when Jourdain put on the jets, but he just wasn't going to be able to get there.
Olympians were in the neutral zone before the snap. Kahanu Davis saw that, so why not take a shot? 5 free yards brings up a 1st and 5. Jaguars will come out in the same formation. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Dorsey near side, slot receiver. Davis will go to the far side, pitch it to his back near the first down marker. Looks like he'll be just short, bringing up a 2nd and inches.
Yeah, Elijah Robinson. Again, you mentioned the game that he had last week, and look,
Oh, looks like they're going to give it to him. That official on the far side was walking in just short of the first down marker.
Robinson only made his first appearance in the backfield in that Saddleback game. He carried 5 times for 39 yards, but he did carry for 51 yards in the win over San Bernardino Valley last week.
Handoff to Robinson again. The Olympians will stack him up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. You know, we've seen a lot of the offense struggle through a big part of this season, but with Davis back there, it just seems to be flowing a little bit better right now.
Well, you just feel like you're in it, right, at this point. A lot of the times, you know, we've scratched our heads. We've been wondering where can this coaching staff find the offense to get something going, especially against some of those really tough teams. This is a tough team.
Kahanu Davis over the middle to Dorsey. Brings it in at midfield, and he'll be brought down, bringing up a 3rd and 3. Nice pitch and catch from Davis to Dorsey.
Davis played big games in Hawaii at quarterback, championship contests.
That's Dorsey's 2nd grab on the evening. He had that earlier reception for a big first down to end the first quarter. And now his 2nd reception, bringing up a 3rd and 3. Under 13 minutes remaining here in the first half. Davis will pitch near side. A great job right there by Mesa. That's number 12, Blaze Zito, the local product. Travis Hall from St. Augustine makes the tackle in the open field for no gain.
Great job by the yellow shirts there to strike that down. I get it. I mean,
I would, in that position right there, I'd actually like to see Davis attack the line of scrimmage more to make that defensive end and those linemen make it feel like Davis was going to run the ball. Davis was running laterally and parallel to the line of scrimmage, so he was never really a big threat to pick up that first down.
Nobody deep for the Olympians. There is a flag down. And
that ball downed near the 5-yard line. It was a 4th and 3.
Yeah, what do you make of that, Bo? Look, Mesa's got a nice offense. I mean, this is the last game of the season. You've already thrown out a trick play there. You got a 4th and
well, I think Mesa was with no punt returner back there. I think Mesa was just playing it safe.
Sure. Well, you're right. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering about Southwestern's decision not to
go for it offensively.
Right.
Okay, I see what you're saying. But I mean, at this point, it's a field possession game, and that's the game both coaches are playing. And that flag was thrown.
Yeah, I don't.
It looked like that flag was thrown like even before the snap almost. It must have just been right at the snap. It was a holding call, so that will be half the distance to the goal. That will probably start them once again inside the 5-yard line. So both sides playing the field possession game right now.
It worked out great.
But I understand what you're saying. Obviously, we love offense. We love to see points on the board. But in this situation,
I don't want to see Gunnar Gray with the ball in his hands. I think that's the thing for me.
Would you rather see Gunnar Gray with the ball in his hands near the 50 or inside the 5?
As a football fan, I love seeing Gunnar Gray with the ball.
Right.
But as a Jaguars announcer, I would rather keep the ball if possible. But this has worked out just fine.
Yeah, this is back-to-back possessions for the Olympians starting inside their own 5-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, look where that ball is. I mean, Bo, I don't know how we got to the 1-yard line there.
Yeah. Or, you know what? That ball might have been down on the 7 or the 6, so that might be the reason. And the Jaguars bringing the pressure. Gray had to get rid of it quickly, and the errant pass, because of the pressure up the middle, brings up a 2nd and 10.
This isn't a situation Southwestern's been in too often, trying to keep an offense pinned like this and take advantage of a short field for them if they can.
Latonka back in the backfield with Gray. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gray will look far side. The quick throw hits his intended receiver, Dorsey. And he will be short of the first down. Dorsey with a touchdown grab in that first quarter. He now has, I want to say, at least 3 or 4 receptions on the day.
Yeah, Dorsey's quite, look, we both agree Jourdain has been the most spectacular player on offense all season long, but Dorsey has been quietly consistent, especially over the last few games. I mean, he had 6 catches for 79 yards in the victory last week and the touchdown. So he's really come on. He's had 13 catches in the last 2 games.
A quick pitch over the middle, and that will move the chains. That's number 17, Antoine Sullivan, his first grab of the night. That's their leading receiver, 33 receptions, just under 500 yards on the season.
Yeah, and 6 touchdowns.
But
Sullivan
a penalty will negate that play, bringing up a 3rd, and we'll call it 8. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9.
No, they've done a great job. The defense has done a real good job so far.
At this point, it's just not giving up the big play on defense. Just keeping everything in front of you, making the Olympians work the ball down the field. Josh Butler back into the game for Mesa. Three receivers near side.
Great shot there by
to the left of Gray. Jaguars will bring the pressure up the middle. Almost stepped out of bounds. Will just throw that ball away was Gray. So once again, the Jaguars bringing the pressure and the Olympians not having an answer for it.
Yeah, but when you're able to bring Harrington in, look, Southwestern's done a great job this year, bringing up their safeties to put pressure on. We know that these guys had sacks as well this year, and that worked out great. And now the situation that we just talked about is about to occur. Southwestern, after a good stand, going to get the ball in Mesa territory, it looks like. Look at this.
And the
Safety
Jaguars
dance.
come up with the safety. I was actually looking at the punt return to see where he was.
Yep, the snap was off. The punter, even if the punter secures it, there's enough heat coming. It was going to be tough to get it off once he had to commit to securing the ball. But they're doing the safety dance over here, and the Jaguars have the lead.
And the big defensive stop by the Jaguars, not allowing the Olympians to get a first down, creates that safety. First safety of the season for the Jaguars, here at home at least.
Well, here's the stat, Bo. Southwestern has 3 safeties against Mesa in the last 6 quarters against them.
Yeah, and there it is right there.
Yeah.
The Jaguars special teams all over that one.
I don't think he would have got it off even once he had
I think
to
you're right.
commit
I think
that.
you're right.
I mean, there's nothing, you can do other than try to run out of it. But now, how about this?
Yeah, Jaguars 9-7. Here's the replay again. Yeah, another tough snap. Yeah. Once again, this time not able to bring it in with one hand. That's a second bad snap for the Olympians.
I'm not going to fault the punter on that.
No, definitely not.
It was a high snap. A lot of punters, maybe above this level, are going to come down with it.
Yeah, but still, even then, I think you mentioned the pressure up the middle would have got to him, even if he would have brought that in cleanly.
I'm not sure he had the full. You see where the ball was? Maybe he had the full punter's distance. Maybe he didn't.
Yeah, and that was Naki, who was first to lead the way for the Jaguars. And here's a little something. Nice moves. And the Jaguars will start the ball at midfield. Is that 2K McGee on the return?
Well,
with the moves?
Sure,
gets to midfield.
2K, I mean,
keep him on the field. Why not? We haven't seen McGee too much this season. And you could see the footwork right there.
If your nickname's 2K, those are the moves you got to be making.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Great field position. Jaguars' best field position here today. They'll hand the ball up the middle. Once again, the Olympians' defensive line stuffs the back at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Chris Alba, 34, leading the way there. Look, Bo, for the offense that the Olympians have built, Watkins hangs his hat on the defensive side. That's what they've really built over the last 2 seasons. This is Watkins' second official year, second season with the Olympians.
Anderson fell forward for a couple yards. Nice job by him in keeping his feet moving. He's to the right hip pocket of Davis. Davis will roll right. Has his running back in the flats. Anderson again. And he will get inside the 40-yard line for a first down Jaguars. So once again, Kahanu Davis with the pocket breaking down. Let's get a replay.
It just has a feel, doesn't it, Bo? I mean, the way Davis is running the offense, controlling the offense, and controlling the tempo.
Two receivers to the left, two to the right for the Jaguars. Another free play. Davis over to the near side to Dorsey.
Flag down on the play. Offside on the defense. Going to get another chance at a first down. Move the ball to the 34-yard line.
So, good job by Davis. He's already drawn that front line of the Olympians offsides a few times here in the second quarter. Now under 9 minutes remaining. Anderson still in the backfield. Dorsey, the slot receiver, on the near side. Davis will look that way initially. He'll roll left, flag thrown. Ball brought in inside the 25. No, they'll call it incomplete, but a flag thrown in the backfield.
And then another penalty behind it. The official threw his hat. So we got some things maybe to sort out here.
Yeah,
The
we do have a holding and a personal foul.
And roughing the passer on
Oh,
Mesa.
roughing the passer. Okay, nice. So once again, Kahanu Davis rolling left almost created that holding call because the tackle on the far side had to hold on to his defender.
He didn't need to, did he? Though?
But him creating with his legs also created the personal foul. So that will be offsetting penalties. Coming up with another
that'd be a
first and 5.
strategy if you could do that every time. So a 1st and 5, then do it again on the offsetting penalties.
Davis over to the left, pitch over the middle to Dorsey. We've seen that play 2 times here today, and both times picking up a first down and more. Dorsey, the big body over the middle. That's a guy you want to see. You know, the Jaguars, Christian Jourdain, obviously a smaller receiver on the outside. Dorsey's that guy you want to see up the gut.
Yeah, and how about the play design itself, Bo? That was just terrific. I mean, like I said, we haven't really seen that wrinkle, and that's something with Davis that I don't know if the pitch option was available on the left. He definitely chose the right option of the two. But
I think that
really
play was
good.
Yeah, it's almost a double option right there. Now the pitch to the far side gets to the edge. That's Robinson again. He'll pick up a couple.
Yeah, ran the same play. It was always going to be a pitch that time.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, just adding another wrinkle to the offense. You know, and for a while, the offense just looks stagnant here at home, so you have to add a few things, and it's nice to see those few things work. Great job by that coaching staff of the Jaguars. Now under 8 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Davis completed 16 of 26 last week for 147. He looks fully in control here.
Yeah, 3 receivers to the near side. Davis on the pump fake. He'll roll near side, looks over the middle, throws it to the end zone, and broken up by the Olympian secondary.
Yeah, 3 yellow shirts, 2 black shirts.
I'll bring up a third.
Reno Macchiella was back there, the former Mission Hills Grizzly, number 10, part of the breakup crew.
3rd and 9. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Davis. Davis adjusts at the line. Olympians bring 6. That play was called dead. And the Jaguars' offensive line saw that pressure coming, so they moved quickly.
Took me a second to realize the play. The water polo whistle has gotten me a couple of times so
yeah,
far.
we also have a water polo game going on the far side of the field.
And it just seems like they whistle every time the play starts, and I'm sure the players can't hear it. They're below level, so.
Well within Asher Booth range, 3rd and 14. Double-double for Davis. Olympians bring 4. Pressure off the edge. Davis loses the ball. And unfortunately, a flag thrown in the backfield. And it was thrown when Davis was about 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. That flag was thrown way late.
Yeah, I don't think
almost too late for me, to be honest with you. Like, if the running back is 5 yards downfield, it doesn't matter what's happening behind the play.
I don't know if
especially with the defensive lineman already so far up the field.
I don't know if the fumble was going to prevent him from getting all the way to a first down.
I mean, it would have put him in better field position for an easier field goal, that's for sure.
Yeah, because this is going to knock you back, depending on where they mark that holding. I don't know if the placement of the flag is.
If they decline the penalty, it'll bring up about a 4th and 8. Let's see if they accept it. They will decline it, bringing up a 4th and 8. Actually, will be a 4th and 9 at the 21. I think Coach Carberry is going to go ahead and talk it over with his offense. 7:13 remaining in the first half.
Yep, they're called the field goal unit, it sounds like. And we will get a chance to
his long of 52 was a game winner on the road at Chaffey. This one from 37. Snap is good. The hold is good. And the kick is good. Field goal gives Southwestern a 12-7 lead with 7:10 remaining. Almost made the decision a little easier for Carberry in going for that field goal.
And the fact that you have a great kicker as well. I'm not sure why there was any deliberation, but that's hindsight because I saw that beautiful kick. So I think Asher Booth is the type of kicker, Bo, that unless you're in a situation where you need a first down, some short yardage or something like that, and you need to go for it, I mean, he's a great option to put 3 points on the board. I'm not saying that was an automatic kick, and there was a little bit of heat coming from the Olympians around the left side. But the kick looked like a no-doubter. So, we're having a fun night here. 5-point lead. 5-point lead. Pinch me.
And this one will be booted in the end zone. Olympians will start their next possession at the 20.
So we mentioned that crazy score, 14-4 in 2019. Mesa had snapped an 11-game losing streak to Southwestern. In 2018, Southwestern won 27-10. 2017, it was 19-14. In 2016, it was 42-14. Mesa had some trying times. They had some difficult seasons. Southwestern won games. 2014, they won 55-7, and in 2013, they won 35-0. It was way back in 2008, the last time that Mesa had won before the 2019 game. That was 35-32. Both teams finished 6-1 in league that year. Both teams had a great year in 2008, and Mesa won a thriller 35-32 that year. They were the two best teams in the league that year, Mesa and Southwestern. Both finished 6-1, tied atop the league standings. That was a long time ago, but that was 13 years ago.
It's the first time we've seen two backs in the backfield for Olympians. Looks like Patterson and Butler. Butler in motion. They'll hand it off to Patterson up the middle. He'll fall forward for a couple. Southwestern front seven doing a much better job here late in this first half, closing those lanes. We saw some wide open lanes earlier in that first quarter, so good job by defensive coordinator Dionisio Monares.
Yeah, a longtime assistant of Coach Carberry. Really been a challenge for him this year.
Gray rolls right. Was that ball picked off? Yes, it was. Number 7, another great these Jaguars defense has great safeties. One of their big points, Andrew Kirk on the interception. Great read, saw Gray roll right, read it the whole way, stepped in front of the pass, and great field position once again for the Jaguars.
Bo, that's one of the defensive plays of the year right there.
Figuring they're up by 5, and knowing if they score right here, they're going to be up by possibly
not
2
only
possessions.
impacting. There you see
Menares.
Yeah, Coach Dion's giving a big hug, not just for the situation. I mean, as far as aesthetically, that was spectacular.
Oh, right. Yeah, the way he stepped in front of that pass, arms stretched. And the run off the right side picks up a couple.
You know, we saw Kirk have some good
Earlier
play
in the
early
season.
in the season,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been Kirk, Williams, and Michael Harrington. Really, Kirk started this season, but Michael Harrington was playing so well.
Yeah, well, and Escanio. I mean, like I said,
Right.
the
It's been their
of
secondary has been their
Southwestern,
strength.
Other than Asher Booth, who might be and Jourdain, we talk about them.
Right.
But those secondary of a struggling defense this year, those guys, great job.
Dorsey once again on the pitch, but Olympians were all over that one. Dorsey breaks the tackle. First to the punch was Warren. Yeah, you can only run that play so much. That's a play that's really drawn up for, like 3rd and shorts, maybe closer to the goal line type of plays. Once you run those a couple times,
look
it's
at
easy
that.
to
Look
pick
at John Carroll right there. He not only defensive player of the year out of Helix, but for this team, one of the better tacklers on this team this season for Mesa.
Yeah,
they have some great
Carroll,
defenders.
Very intelligent player. He was one of the top defensive players out of San Diego County, out of a great program of Helix. Olympians only bring 3. Davis has that ball come out of his hands a little funny after rolling right, bringing up a 3rd and long.
We've seen the other quarterbacks of Southwestern and how they reacted to the pursuit. With Davis, you have confidence.
Oh, that was 3rd down.
You have confidence when he's moving with the football, even on the run when he needs to throw it. That play didn't work out, but you just feel like there's hope, there's an answer. And look at this. Bo, we're going to get a chance to see Booth for a 54-yarder. I have no doubt there's a chance this is going to go.
Booth's long on the season was 52. This one doesn't have the distance. So we talked about field position.
Yeah, Booth, I wouldn't say that the Jaguars rushed into that kick. I mean, Booth maybe got his best foot on it, but it didn't feel like he really nailed it. And there was a little bit of rush to the situation, right? Even the officials were having a hard time getting in position down there as Southwestern rushed the field goal team on the field. So maybe it wasn't the best attempt as a whole from the whole team, and Booth didn't get his full boot into it.
Well, I think Carberry, knowing that Booth just knocked one through pretty easily from 37, felt confident in his kicker.
Well, we've seen Booth with some long-distance field goals this year, so no problem sending him out there for a 54-yarder. We know he's already made a couple of 50-yarders this year. He's a Division I kicking prospect, I'm sure. Don't forget, he is 24 years old.
Run off the right side. Butler with a lane. Goes untouched in the 2nd level. Crosses the 50 in the Southwestern territory for their biggest run of the 2nd quarter, but we have a flag on the field. Was the lane created from a holding call? We will find out. It looks like the Olympians are walking back.
Well, Gunnar Gray is still standing at the 10-yard line. He knows what's going on here. He probably saw it. Oh, chop block. Well,
Chop block will negate The big run by Butler, his biggest of the night.
With 4:37 to go, and now a long distance series coming up. Things are shaping up nicely for the end of the half here for the Jags.
Three receivers to the right of Gray. Really, since that touchdown pass, hasn't gotten much going. Handoff up the middle to Butler again. He'll fall forward for a couple. Once again, that front line of the Jaguars doing a really good job here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's the best I've seen them perform. I was going to be critical of the play if there wasn't an illegal block after Butler made that big run in that big hole, but that's because there was a penalty.
Butler still in the hip pocket of Gray. He'll look deep, has a receiver, overthrown. Gray's arm on display right there. The intended receiver was Jackson. He has a couple grabs here today. Got on the other side of that secondary, just unable to connect with Gray.
Yeah, he really outran his defender and got pretty open. Couldn't make that connection. I think that falls in part to the fact that he couldn't time it right, but don't count Gray out here in the first half.
Looks over the middle, has his receiver who hits the deck. Brought in nicely right there by their leading receiver, Sullivan. And I want to say that's their biggest pass completion since that touchdown in the first quarter, moving the sticks.
Sullivan is out of Hemet.
Olympians get to the line quickly. Two receivers to the left, two to the right. Play fake. And that ball knocked up in the air, but will fall incomplete. That was Gabe Acosta, the Eastlake product, knocking the ball down. Second and 10 with 3:11 remaining here in the first half. Jaguars bringing pressure. Great play fake off his back foot. Tough pass. His intended receiver was Dorsey. Falls incomplete.
No, everything worked out nicely. The Jaguar defense was well spaced, forcing Gray to his left. Jaguars were well spread. Gray was going to have to make a perfect throw. Now a 3rd and 10. 3 minutes to go. Big play coming up.
Three receivers to the right of Gray. Butler still in the game to the left of Gunner. 6'4" freshman out of University City. Jaguars bring three. Got to make the tackle, and they do. Great job right there.
Frazier.
By Donnell Frazier. One of the best tackling corners on this Southwestern Jaguar team, allowing him to make the reception and bringing him down short of the first down marker.
Frazier's done well this year, too.
Right. Frazier had 20 tackles before this game, make that 21 after that big tackle, bringing up a 4th and 5. This time the snap was good, almost blocked off the edge. This one will roll, picked up at the 25. Nice cutback and crosses the 30. 2:11 remaining in the first half. That's where the Jaguars will start their next offensive possession here on the Cali Photo Network.
Yeah, that's a real good decision there by Jourdain. Easy to get caught up in saying maybe I should take the circuitous route, right?
Of course,
and I can get one of those great bust off. That never works,
No.
Bo, unless you're Billy White Shoes Johnson, okay?
I don't see any white shoes out
made
there.
the quick cut, got a few
Well, actually, you
yards
mentioned
out
that.
of
I
it.
think Jourdain is wearing white shoes now that I look at it. Great reference right there. Davis still in the ball game. 2 receivers to the left of him. He'll go that way. Jourdain with the block downfield.
Gets out of bounds, 2:06.
Stops the clock.
Now you just feel with Davis, even look, this is a 2-minute drill. You feel like this is a 2-minute drill where the Jags can move the ball and get into the range to score some points, whether it be 3 or go all the way in.
We have a bunch set on the top side. This Kahanu Davis kept it. Eludes that first tackle, gets out of bounds.
Great job to get out of that first tackle. The play was well read by Mesa.
Yeah, and he'll move the chains. So a big first down. Not only did Davis get the first down, but he would have been tackled in field of play, which would have kept the clock running, and he stops the clock.
Yeah. Now you get just 20, 25 yards. You know you can send Booth out there one more time.
Davis rolls to the near side, has his intended receiver, gets inside Olympian territory. Near the first down marker, he'll pick up 11 and move the chains.
2 timeouts left for the Jags. And I really think the feel of Davis right now, the way he's able to maneuver out of the pocket, get the pass off, find a receiver, it's just something that we really we're getting a treat. We're getting the treat finally, Bo.
Near side pitch. Nice open field tackle right there. That was Charles Scott. But a nice pickup by the Jaguars.
Another UC High product there in Scott.
Gets out of bounds, stops the clock at 1:10.
Now, 15 or 20 yards.
You're back in booth range.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost in booth range now for
Right.
a long distance, but I'm just saying, where it feels like, hey, he can make it easy.
Once again, the pitch near side, has a lane. That's Bryant, gets out of bounds. Good job by Bryant. Nice blocking on the outside by the receiving core. We saw Bryant a few times a few games ago. He just has that extra acceleration.
Not only the receiving crew, Bo, but you saw Christian De La Cruz at Monte Vista High. He was pulling perfectly to the right and also made a big block there.
Bryant stays in the game. 2 to the left, 2 to the right for Davis. Davis will look near side and just out the outstretched hands of Dorsey, bringing up a 2nd and 10.
He just keeps you on your toes, Davis does. This is a completely different feel.
Yeah, we've seen shorter throws like that. He hasn't completed any ball beyond 15 yards. So that's the one knock against him. But still, Jaguars moving the ball. It's a quick bubble screen to Jourdain, who falls forward. The clock is going to continue to move, and we'll have a timeout. Jourdain gets to the 29. That will bring up a 3rd and 5. Looked like that had a chance to get a little bit more, but once again, the Olympians with a nice open field tackle bringing Jourdain down.
And look, Bo, so when we saw the other quarterbacks for Southwestern throw those screens, a lot of times they were getting the ball to the receivers, well outside of the hash, most of the time even out, towards the numbers. Davis gives you that option of a tight window throw down the field, down the hash. And it just gives you that little extra where if you are in a read situation, he definitely is a quick guy at quarterback, and he's looking very, very accurate with his passes. This is a terrific, terrific little series right here, indicative of the way he's played over the last 2.5 games. Third and 5 at the 34. We mentioned it's definitely a chance for Booth if they can't pick up this first down. There's 50 seconds to go, and the Jags are down to 1 timeout. No.
A legal substitution out of a timeout. Not what you want to see, but nonetheless. So it goes from a 3rd and 5 to a 3rd and 10.
We saw a player run up. Did they actually end up with 12 men on there and didn't? Whatever the case may be. Now you're in a 3rd and 10. Look, a player may make a mistake, but that's going to, coaches know that falls on you.
Davis gets to the edge. That was an interesting play call. They only had 1 receiver on that play.
Yeah. Davis and that.
I mean, that was just all Davis right there. They just pretty much left it up to him. And this
it's such a unique play. I mean, it doesn't, it's not a play that's necessarily going to work at, say, a Division I level, but when you have the speed and the elusiveness right there of Davis, he almost made it work.
Yeah, he did.
And we're getting another 51-yarder attempt from Booth.
Snap is good. The hold is good.
Nah.
Didn't get enough.
Yep.
After the 37-yard field goal attempt, that was good. Booth missing his last 2 from 51 and 54. Obviously not chip shots by any stretch of the imagination.
Maybe we're spoiled a little bit in seeing his success this season. That wasn't a great effort.
Yeah, it looked like the snap was good. Looked like the hold was good as well. Just didn't get enough into it. And you saw right off the foot.
Right.
He just didn't elevate enough.
We talked about that in the 54-yarder. The Jags were a little bit rushed, and so and the kick was better. The kick was better that other time, but that's why maybe it didn't go. That one, that's going to fall on Booth, and I'm sure he felt like he didn't hit it all. It did not sound like a good kick.
Olympians at the 34. We'll give it a go, and sniffed out nicely on the far side.
When you're out with your friends or you're at the field and you see a guy kicking, and you're think you're kicking 30-yarders for fun, and then you see a real kicker and you hear that thump, and it's a real kicker. Didn't have that thump. Hey, Gray's is dangerous. This is 33 seconds.
Gray looks far side. Hits his intended receiver, gets out of bounds, stops it at 29 seconds. A short gain, bringing up 3rd and 5.
Timmy and Jackson out of Pflugerville, Texas.
Yeah, say that 5 times. Don't say it 5 times, but that's... Three receivers to the left, single
Jags
side
need
receiver.
to be on their toes.
Jackson in motion. This one broken up nicely. Once again, Michael Harrington, the safety, coming up and making that pass deflection. The safeties and corners playing really well here today for Southwestern.
Well,
anticipating the passes really well.
Bo, Mesa, Gunnar Gray's your quarterback, and you got 7 points. Hats off to the Jaguar defense in this one. Terrific.
Good snap.
Much better kick.
Yeah, that was the best punt for the Olympians here today. That ball will be brought in, the fair catch at the Southwestern 30.
I don't expect Southwestern to do anything here, but ready to take a first half victory into the locker room. On sophomore night, on recruitment night.
Right. These are the games you want to win. Obviously, you want to win them all, but this one a little more to it.
And some of the kids that were on the patio there above the facility probably have sparsed out into the crowd a little bit, into the stands. Any high school senior who wants to play community college football was invited here with their parents for free tonight. Toured the facilities before the game.
And with the 12-7 lead, Davis will just kneel that ball down. Jaguars, a nice first half. It really started with that double pass. Timothy Christopher with the 77-yard touchdown. And really the defense playing well here today. Like you said, Gray has that one touchdown pass. But, I mean, they started that offensive possession inside the 20. So a great job by the offense, a great job by the defense in the first half. Let's send it down to field reporter Erica Cardenas, who's now with Coach Carberry.
Coach Carberry, awesome game so far tonight. Coach, what's been going right for you guys?
Well, we've been able to control the ball, and typically the previous 2 or 3 games we lost control of the ball. Right now we're playing good defense, great defense, and so that's been the key. So we can kind of just muffle along on offense until we get close enough to make a play and get one big one in there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach. We'll talk to you later. Guys, talk to Coach Watson before the halftime is over, but for now we'll send it back to you guys up top.
Thank you, Erica, very much. And we're going to take a quick halftime break. We'll be back with you shortly for a little halftime breakdown of the first half. Thank you for staying with us here on the Cali Photo Network. It's the Jaguars 12, Olympians 7 at DeVore Stadium. Stay tuned. And welcome inside the booth here at DeVore Stadium. I'm Bo Furtick alongside partner Ramon Scott, bringing you today's action. Southwestern 12, Mesa 7. Partner, what did you see in that first half?
What I saw was, I think I'd like to just end the game and get out of here with a victory, but I saw enough to think that Mesa's in for a bit of a second half. Southwestern has confidence. They have Davis at quarterback. The defense is performing more than capably right now in this game in favor of Southwestern right now, and they have every chance of knocking off Mesa in what would be an upset, even though maybe the playing field is a little bit more level over the last couple of weeks. Southwestern playing with some confidence, and we talked about Mesa with that losing streak 2 games in a row.
The Southwestern defense keeping Gunner Gray to 7 points. Talk about their defense a little bit, playing well in that first half.
Hey, if you can keep Gunner Gray to 1 touchdown, and it was a big play, and they have that type of ability, so you're going to have to keep on your toes. Keep doing what you've been doing if you're the Southwestern defense. They've had a great situation so far, especially the secondary and the defensive front.
And we're now going to send it down to our field reporter, Erica Cardenas, who's now with Mesa head coach, Coach Watkins.
Yeah, guys, we're down here with Coach Watkins from the Mesa Olympians. Coach, close game tonight. What needs to happen to get the offense going in a second?
We have to stop stepping on. We have to stop shooting ourselves on the foot. I mean, right now we're making some plays, but occasionally we get a penalty called or we drop a football and just not executing the way we should be. But I think we got it fixed for the second half.
To that point, what's been going well for you guys in the first half that we're going to see more of in the second?
Yeah, we've been playing really good defense. Hopefully we keep playing. Hoping to get a couple takeaways here in the second half. And dominating field position right now. So, this is the kind of game you expect to play in November, especially versus a cross-town rival. So, we're looking forward to coming out fired up, ready to get after it here in the second half.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. We're looking forward to it, too.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Good luck. All right, we'll send it back up to you guys, Ramon and Bo, back up top.
All right, great job, Erica. So we heard Coach talk about field position. Obviously, that was a big part of that first half, switching field positions multiple times and really creating points for both offenses and both defenses playing well.
Yeah, and you know what else I saw, Bo? I saw at halftime Mesa work the long snapper out here working on his snaps a little bit. So hopefully we'll have them in a punting situation. They're going to have to work on that, certainly. But look, like I said, if you keep this Mesa team to just 7 points, it's not a fluke. The defense is playing, it's a continuation of what we've seen from Southwestern. The team has definitely improved as the season has gone along. Maybe it's just because we've been on this field. I've called every game a loss, even though we won one of them here, just because those quarters just started to drag on. But, Bo, look how quick this first half went when things are rolling well, right? We can't wait to get out of halftime and get back out there on the field. Now, you don't want to necessarily rush a guy like Gunner Gray and have to go up against him, but the defense has to be playing with a lot of confidence right now for the Jags and coordinator Monterez. And, hey, not only are they performing well defensively, the offense has done a credible job with Davis.
Yeah, Davis, if there's one thing he's done exceptionally well is not turn the ball over. He's taken care of the ball really well. When the pocket has collapsed, he's used his legs to get to the outside, created a couple first downs with his legs as well as his arm, which we hadn't seen a lot of up to this point. You talked about the defense. I mean, we could go across the secondary left to right. Arnold Ascanio, the safeties, Jaheim Williams, finally coming back after a couple games of really just being MIA, Andrew Kirk with the big interception. So we're seeing guys step up that really have stepped up all season long. We talked about, their leading tackler on the outside, Donnell Frazier, making plays, making big tackles, and that secondary is playing really well. Another thing I recognized as well as that first half went along was they started closing down the lanes, not allowing any big runs from the Mesa offense, but that was the first half. We're going to head into second half. Gunner Gray is going to start the second half down 5.
Bo, a lot of the situations that the Southwestern defense has found themselves in has been because of the offense's inability to even move the ball credibly downfield. So.
And this one will be brought from the end zone, cuts back and has a lane on the outside, gets across the 40, and will get knocked out of bounds. That was Timmy and Jackson the freshman out of Texas, and a late flag as well.
It's another good return. You see where the officials marking that flag, so
Jackson, great vision, was looking to switch fields and planted his foot and got to the outside.
Yeah, but I think this works to the, we'll see.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell on special teams, and they're just going to wave that flag.
Yeah, when you see the official go back, you think when they throw the marker back to where the point of the infraction occurred, that's usually a mark-off against the team with the ball. But that's okay. We'll take this, considering. Another nice return, though, by Mesa. El Camino leads Palomar 17-14 at halftime.
Butler in the left hip pocket of Gunnar Gray. He'll get the handoff right side, plants his foot, gets upfield, and will get wrapped up, but not after 6 or 7 yards on the first down.
Pasadena City 13, Grossmont 3. They're 5 minutes into the second half.
Ball at the 48. Bringing up a 2nd and 4 for the Olympians. 3 receivers to the left side of Gray. Coming out in the same formation, quickly up to the ball. They'll give the ball back to Butler again. He'll bounce it off to the right side. But a great tackle in open field. Once again, the cornerbacks doing a great job. That was Frazier again. You know, I would say Ascanio, their better cover corner, but when you want to make a tackle in open field, Donnell Frazier Jr. is that guy you want making the tackle. Butler got 1 on the run, bringing up 3rd and 3. We have a whistle on the far side. Looks like either an injured player or maybe some blood or something along the lines of that.
Yeah, maybe equipment, not sure.
Yeah, Jaheim Williams coming off the field. He's not getting really checked up on, so we'll see if Williams comes back on. Great keeps it, and a tackle in the backfield. So 3 straight running plays for the Olympians. And the tackle for loss. Was that Harrington that came up and made that tackle?
Yeah.
The safeties do such a great job in coming up and making the tackle. Almost like linebackers, just an extra linebacker. We've seen Williams, who has 4.5 sacks on the season, come up and make plays behind the line of scrimmage. And a great 3rd down stop for the Jaguars after good starting field position for Mesa.
Not thrilled with the play calls there by the Olympians, but I don't have to be, right? We're on this side.
And the fair catch brought in at the Jaguars 22, and that's where they'll start their opening possession in the second half with 12:46 remaining in the third quarter. So that's what you want to see from your defense. Now can the offense get something going?
Well, I think what we've seen is that the hope is there, the promise is there, and even if they don't put together a scoring drive, they're able to move the ball and pick up first downs, and that has been really the thing that has gone against the Jaguars when playing some of those elite teams. Maybe just a little bit better than Mesa, but Mesa, like I said, 5-3, great ball club.
Play fake. Davis will roll right, has a receiver downfield. He was covered. Davis will switch fields and is tripped up from behind. Davis had some open green in front of him. High step would have been perfect right there, but caught from behind. That was number 33. Really saving the first down was Simley for the Olympians.
Yeah, Simley, the former Cathedral Catholic Don. If he could have just outraced him, he had the first. Still, good gain, made something of it for sure. It almost looked like it was supposed to be a deep route, and I didn't think there was anybody running a deep route. There were some medium routes being run.
Well, there was that deep post that was well covered on the backside. and tackled near the line of scrimmage. Blaze Zito with the tackle.
Zito out of Helix. Bo, earlier this season, I want to say 3 or 4 games ago, Zito had a 4-sack game. And he knew it too. There's a great photo of him after the sack, of him holding up 4 fingers. Look
Third
at that.
and short. Pass in the flats and can't get the first down. It's a nice open field tackle by Makahili.
Yeah, great tackle. That was exactly what the play was intended. Get him one-on-one, see if you can beat him. That was a great open field tackle. It's a loss, really.
So back-to-back 3-and-outs from Mesa and Southwestern.
Frankly, Davis could have got the ball to him a little quicker.
The pressure up the middle, punted high, a bounce at the 45 and check back.
Yeah, that's a 16 or 17-yard kick right there.
Little extracurricular activity on the near side. No flag was thrown. And the Olympians will start their second possession inside Southwestern territory.
Well, that changes things a little bit on a short field at the 41-yard line for Mesa.
Well, we saw Mesa on their first, or their only score at this point, with great starting field position because Jacksonville was backed up, or Jaguars.
Nice.
The Jaguars. That's the first time that's
Well,
happened.
at least I don't call them the Griffins every play
yeah,
now.
exactly. Jaguars are backed up a little bit, unable to get a couple first downs. Butler in the backfield. Gunner with the play fake. The pressure up the middle, and Gunner goes down. Josh Williams, along with a few others, Andrew Sola.
Yeah, Sola was breaking through there. There you see Andrew.
Andrew Sola, their leading tackler on that defensive front. 4.5 sacks. That was another half sack. Now has 5 on the season.
All
And
they
didn't fall for that play fake.
No.
Olympian was trying to get them deep. 2nd and 19. Gunner steps up in the pocket. From behind, stripped. Ball's loose. And the Jaguars come up with it.
Bo, one thing we've talked about in the 5 games that we've been here, Southwestern doesn't force any turnovers. They don't force any. They just got a big one right there, and it was a huge, huge play in the backfield. There was going to be a sack no matter what. Gabe Acosta, the former East Lake Titan, came in there, got his hand on it, he started tackling to the ground.
And
I don't even know if
they didn't
he
fall
touched
for
the
that
ball
play
or his
fake.
arm or what. Let's take a look at it, Bo.
Olympian was trying to get them deep.
When he got to him, he took off
2nd
running. He might not have
and
known
19.
that
Gunner
Acosta
steps
was
up
right
in the
behind
pocket.
him.
From
Oh, he
behind,
totally hit the
stripped.
ball. Great
Ball's
play.
loose. And the Jaguars come up with it. Number 5. It says Jordan Lawson, but it says D-line 6'3", 225. So I want to say Jonathan Santos, who on the roster is a wide receiver, but came in with a big fumble recovery.
Yeah, apologize if we don't have that one completely right. I mean, things change a little bit in community colleges.
But nonetheless, another big turnover. This is the big question that has yet to be answered from Southwestern. Their defense makes a big play. Can their offense respond?
I don't mean to yell and scream at you, but I do. I mean, we don't force any turnovers. That was huge.
Well, and a lot of that, too, had to do with the coverage in the secondary as well, making Gray hold on to that ball longer than he wanted. And the pass intended right there to a diving Jalen Poston, unable to bring that one in cleanly, falls incomplete, bringing up a 3rd and 9.
Some stern instruction from the official.
Yep. I mean, this is a lot of emotions heading in this one. Two local teams, obviously bragging rights on the line. This would be a big win for either program. Kahanu Davis looks over the middle. He'll roll left. Throws deep. The one-on-one. No flag thrown. Great coverage on the outside by Akintunde. He's done a great job on Jourdain all night long. And that will bring up 4th down. On comes the punt team.
Yeah, Akintunde is terrific.
I mean, step for step with Jourdain, not giving hip to hip. Jourdain, Jaguars, their best receiver. Yeah,
no doubt.
He's had a very quiet night tonight for Southwestern.
I mean, some of that goes to the Jaguars have sometimes needed Jourdain, and they could, certainly benefit by getting him the ball tonight, but there have been some other good things happening out there too, fortunately. Flag down.
Yeah, we have a false start on the near side. We'll knock him back 5.
So, Bo, when I mentioned recruitment, if you look up and down these rosters, we know that Southwestern had a little bit of problem getting their share of the player pool, the talent pool, if you will. Mesa has more locals on their roster this year. That will change.
And the fair catch brought in.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going on there.
So, I mean, I'm surprised no flag was thrown.
Well, he
and that's
may
what
have,
the Olympians are trying to say right now.
He may have signaled the fair catch. I don't know when you saw it, and I was trying to follow.
I was watching the ball.
I don't think you can call that. You can call the fair catch after it hits the ground. That may have been what had happened.
Right. Nonetheless, really a heads-up play right there by Harkins. If he would have allowed that ball to keep rolling, it would have been inside the 20. Nonetheless, Mesa starts their second possession here in the second half at the 20. Or no, this is their third possession actually in the second half after a couple 3-and-outs on both sides. Butler off the right side once again for no gain. Was that Acosta on the outside?
Harrington coming up again.
Yeah, great safety play. I mean, you talk about safeties in the secondary, but when they can come up and make a play, we have a late flag by the back official in the secondary. That was thrown after the play.
It's going to give him a 1st down.
What was the call? I have yet to see a call. We haven't seen a call yet.
He did make the signal. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. I did not.
Well, that was weird because Mesa was already in the huddle. The Jaguars had no yellow shirts around them. And it was thrown by the back official who was in the secondary.
Yeah. But he may have been throwing his flag for the head official because the head official did. Of course, he's going to make the call, but it seemed as if he didn't. Nice
Butler
stand up
again,
there.
not much going on the ground. Really, it was that big run that was called back to start the second half, but since then, the Jaguars doing a great job in closing those lanes.
Nearing the halfway point of this third quarter,
this third quarter is cruising by. Mesa is still within one possession, down 12-7. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Gunner. Receiver in motion. Gunner Gray will look. Nothing open downfield. He'll pitch it to Butler. Has some space on the outside, and he'll get tripped up.
Heads up play right there by Gray. He could have ran and got the 1st down, but he knows when he gets it to a guy like Butler, he's got more yardage, and he gets well into Southwestern territory to the 36.
Yeah, great job by the Jaguars in getting to Butler. If Butler would have got to that 30 untouched, there was a lot of extra green in front of him with blockers downfield.
He is scary when he gets into the open field.
Butler again off the right side, gets a block. Flag on the field. really relying on this run game.
Yeah,
Obviously, after
but that's
seeing
gonna
Gray
work.
get the ball knocked out of his hands from behind and the secondary playing as well as they have been, Coach Watkins is a little disappointed.
Yeah, because that's going to work out to the benefit of the Jaguars and move them into a long distance situation.
Knock Mesa back 10 yards after the holding call, bringing up a 1st and 20. Cale Patterson now into the game for Mesa.
Can't say enough, Bo, of the job that they've done against the Olympians. We think of Gray and his passing game, but this running game has been very good.
And the screen set up to Patterson. The pressure off the edge. Gray has to get rid of it quickly. I want to say that was Gabe Acosta on the pressure. Bringing up a 2nd and 20. We've seen the Olympians try to run that screen a few times, and the Jaguars have sniffed it out. Second and 20. Mesa at the Jaguars 46. Patterson still in the game. Motions over to the left side of Gray. Jackson and Dorsey, near side receivers. Up the seam, the Dorsey back shoulder grab. Beautiful ball by Gray. Dorsey with a great adjustment, opens his hips and brings it in at the Jaguar 15.
Brilliant throw.
Yeah, the coverage was there. Gunnar Gray just
Vintage Gray.
Passed him open. Off the left side, Patterson gets to the 10 for a gain of 5, bringing up a 2nd and 5. Just under 6 minutes remaining here in the third. Olympians with their first real scoring threat since the first quarter. Patterson's still in the game. Play fake to the single side receiver. Back shoulder pass. Knocked away. Great defensive effort again by the near side corner. Ascanio on the coverage.
Great play by Arnold there.
Once again, another back shoulder grab or back shoulder pass, but Ascanio was all over that one. Gunnar Gray gets it to Patterson in the flats. Patterson gets in for the touchdown. Patterson, a great back that can obviously do it on the ground, but can do it with his hands
when you
as
get
well.
it to him right there, that was just going to be a race, cut inside.
Yeah, great receiving back.
Had relatively smooth sailing, a couple black shirts around the situation, but it wasn't going to stop Patterson from reaching the end zone, and the Olympians are in the lead.
Yeah, Olympians up 13-12 will go for a 2-point conversion to go up 3. Over the middle, that's Jackson, who is in motion, comes on an angle route under the receivers who just cleared everyone out. And the Olympians, you figured you just couldn't keep them off the board for too long.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work. It's been great success to be in front this long, but now Southwestern's going to have to dig to overcome a deficit now. Not out of the question, obviously, with Davis. I wouldn't say they've necessarily stole the momentum with the touchdown, just the lead.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's the first time the Olympians have had the lead here today. But once again, we're going to see how this Jaguar offense can respond. Really, their biggest play of the game came on the second play of the game on that double pass. I mean, you hate to see them bust out with the tricks that early in the game, but nonetheless, let's see if they have a couple up their sleeve to put some more points on the board. Warren in the kick for Mesa. He'll boot this one inside the 10, brought in near the 6. Hops over defender, that's Bryant. Gets past the 30, keeps his feet moving, and will be brought down at the 34.
Good return game by the Jags here today.
That was 2K McGee again. Showing the flash with his footwork. Coming up on the 5-minute mark.
You know, defensive coordinator Monterez was showing some dissatisfaction with his troops, but he was also being encouraging after the series. Let's see what they could do on offense, though. Talking about the Jags. 5 minutes to go in the third.
Dorsey and Poston, your near side receivers for Southwestern. Is that a delay of game? That seemed like a really fast delay of game. Tough hit to start this possession. Nonetheless, it's a 1st and 15. Southwestern now comes out with a 4-receiver set, 3 to the left, single side receiver to the near side of your screen. Kahanu Davis will roll left, get it out quickly, and unable to connect with his intended receiver out of the backfield.
Yeah, that you mentioned the set and you saw the route and you see how the play was designed, but it didn't make much sense.
Well, I mean, if he gets the ball in his running back's hand, he's going to pick up he's going to at least get down near the line of scrimmage. You know, it's one of those extended runs.
Yeah, he had other receivers to try to take defenders out of the way, but then and I guess he was open. There were yellow shirts around. It was going to be a gain.
Receiver in motion.
Boy, that.
And Jaguars now moving backwards.
Procedure penalty. Yeah, it just didn't look right. I think the Jags knew they had an infraction before the whistle. They were just hoping they could get away with it. But golly.
Well, you know, I thought you brought up a good point in that even though the Jags are down a field goal, the momentum is still within reach. But now, after those couple plays, the momentum starts creeping over to the Olympian side.
It's deflating to have
a
delay a game and a procedure penalty.
Exactly. After Mesa just taking the lead. Davis rolls left, flag in the backfield.
And it's picked off.
And that ball is intercepted by Mesa. That's the defensive back, Ethan Simley.
Oh. We had just mentioned Simley.
Yeah, back-to-back negative plays by the
and
offense.
Bo, if you just, as a quarterback, maybe he didn't see the flag, but it seemed like it was right in front of him. The penalty was right in front of him, and you can't make a mistake there.
Yeah.
When we talk about free plays, there's also the reverse of a free play in a way.
Right. No, well said. Well said.
Go down. You're not going to make anything of it. Even if you do, it's coming back.
Well, and Davis is really just trying to make a play. I don't think he saw the flag because he was rolling away
you're
from
right.
it.
He rolls
but
left.
It's tough. It's tough to say. Wrapped up nicely near the line of scrimmage.
Look, his roll to the left is unorthodox, obviously, and maybe it's something that I'm not saying Mesa isn't accounting for. It's just because it's so awkward. I mean, he's definitely been able to buy time with that roll when he rolls with that back foot pivot.
Josh Williams on the tackle out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Daniel Latanka in the left hip pocket of Gunnar Gray. Anthony Gilpin, the near side receiver on the outside. Gray over the middle. Did he come up with the grab? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Mesa. Their leading receiver, Sullivan, who's been quiet majority of this game, and now Mesa has a 9-point lead.
7th touchdown of the year for Sullivan. And a couple of scores in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Gunnar Gray's
has changed the
third
complexion.
Yeah. Gray went from 1 passing touchdown to 3 passing touchdowns really quick here in the third quarter.
And that was a well-thrown ball. The coverage wasn't terrible.
No, the coverage was there. I believe that was Frazier on the outside. And, the coverage was there, but it was a nice ball. And Sullivan just went down to go get it. And after that extra point, Mesa 22, Southwestern 12, with 4:01 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's the difficult thing to swallow, is being 2 scores down now, just like that.
Southwestern is going to need to find a way to grab the momentum back, and the only way that happens is a big play. Whether it's on special teams, whether it's on offense, they are searching for it.
Kick returning has been strong tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say exactly the words out of my mouth. The kick returning has been solid majority of this season, and they have been known to put the offense in a good position.
Yeah, maybe we're getting spoiled a little bit. We really hadn't seen Davis make a mistake like that. Maybe this will go out of bounds.
Nice. Yeah. Southwestern will start this next possession at the 35.
Four minutes to go in the third. El Camino 31, Palomar 21. Midway through the third quarter, Pasadena City gonna knock off Grossmont. It looks like tonight, 41-3. Start of the fourth. The Griffins were trying to head to a bowl game if they could have come up with a victory tonight, but that's not going to be the case. Mount San Jacinto put up 72 points on College of the Desert. 72-48 final.
Quick pitch and catch near side brought in by Postal.
Good pass by Davis. That's a play that really is not in the other quarterback's arsenal from what we've seen this year. Usually when we've seen that play run, it's thrown to the short receiver. So that is nice to have.
Dorsey, the slot receiver, near side. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. The pitch will come near side.
No, yeah.
And that's just not going to do it. Olympians swarming to the ball. And a tackle for loss. First one to it, number 36, Nathan Brooks, freshman out of Westlake.
Rayo DeLosa, the former Lincoln Hornet, also there. Third and 6. He can run for the first down.
Davis has some room on the outside. He gets past the first down marker and gets pushed out of bounds at midfield for a first down.
Not a design run necessarily, but the split-second decision made it so, and he had clear sailing, really, to the marker. Big first down. That gives us enthusiasm to go forward, because that is just something we really haven't seen, that late escape, that ability to pick up that first.
3 receivers to the near side of the field. Davis will hand off up the middle. Gets to the 50. Not much there.
DeAndre Dunkley.
Albert Robinson on the run. Now under 2 minutes remaining here in the third.
No panic, just in the announcers. Yeah.
Run again up the middle. Flag thrown.
Albert Robinson had running room, but maybe we know why, Bo.
Yeah, their running game just hasn't been able to get it going all season. And when you're one-dimensional on offense, it's tough to get it going. Because, having a successful running game or just a relatively good running game opens up a lot of things. Especially for a quarterback like Davis who can get to the outside. Any play fake is almost mute.
Yeah,
not really taken seriously.
We've belabored the statistics. They average under 2 yards a carry this season and have rushed for only maybe 450 yards total.
Davis rolls right, gets to the edge, broken up on the sideline. That was Makahili again.
Oh, he's had a nice game.
Yeah, the local product out of Mission Hills.
The throw was just a little bit late, a little bit delayed. Tough play. Might have been there if he could have got rid of it just a split second earlier, but the hesitation in Davis allowed for Makahili to get there and stick a paw in there. It was almost secured. The ball actually got maybe into the receiver's basket, but just too much going on with football and defender and hand and sideline. Brings up a 3rd and forever.
Olympians bring 4, pressure up the middle.
He might get it.
Gets to the edge,
Well,
has room, gets in Olympians territory and close enough to the first down where I think they might go for it.
4th and 4. Oh,
and
no.
a late flag.
Now what?
I think that might be on the Olympians. Or maybe it might be offsetting penalties. It was after the play. So the play's going to stand no matter what.
See Coach Watkins there in the middle.
mix.
He's holding his headset.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on both sides.
All right.
That will negate the penalties. The play will stand, bringing up a 4th and 4.
I know you're going to go for it. You're not wrong if you wanted to necessarily kick at this point, but
I'm surprised that they're coming out with the punt team.
Yeah. No, surprised maybe. Look, I don't know, Bo, if you're one of these, newfangled guys. I'm not saying you're younger than I am, but let this kick and we could have a philosophical discussion about it.
Well, watching the NFL, right? We watch NFL on Sundays. It seems like so many more people, according to the numbers, are going for it on 4th and short.
Yeah. And it's become, they say it's a math problem, right? They say that the percentages bear out that it's almost, if you really listen to the hardcore guys, it's almost like you should almost always go for it no matter where you are. If you're I'm talking about that side of the 50.
Right.
I don't know who these guys are or where they got their math, but that's the way the game has moved or evolved. But this is Gunnar Gray you're giving the ball back to. He's found a rhythm now. The defense has performed well.
But they're on their heels right now after giving back-to-back touchdowns. And a tough run up the middle. Those 1 or 2 yard gains now turning into 4 or 5. That's Latanka again. And that's going to end the third quarter. Olympians with 15 unanswered now have a 10-point lead, 22-12, heading into the fourth quarter.
I don't want to use the term analytics. That's the way they want to call it a catchphrase nowadays. I mean, there's definitely statistics that bear out in terms of going for it in 4th and short to medium situations. It was a 4th and 4. So I'm not sure there how, And Southwestern wasn't exactly confident. They waited until the last possible moment to send out the kicking team there. But if you're going to make a decision like that, then you're going to have to make a stop on this series.
Right, exactly. If
Mesa
goes down and score,
3 or 4 series left, Bo,
of course,
but
yeah.
I
hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you're also wrestling momentum.
Yeah, because if you give up the ball near midfield, then your backs are against the wall.
Should point out, it's a 10-point game.
Yeah, still well within range.
So I think that may have also had a little bit to do with it.
Yeah, and, that's the way they've been playing majority of this game today is when it's come down to it and they were able to switch fields, they have done that, and Carberry has stuck to his guns with that. And Davis has been struggling in the second half, so obviously if David was hitting on all cylinders, they would have went for it, but I just don't think they felt comfortable enough for that to happen. This is Akintunde now back in the game. He had a couple carries earlier in the game, picking up 1 or 2. Bringing up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, let's see what happens on this 3rd down 3 now.
Jaguars needing a big defensive stop here.
Offense having some fun down here, trying to talk about the Southwestern offense on the sidelines, having some fun. Trying to figure out what to do on the next series.
Akintunde stays in the game. Gunnar Gray rolls right. Too high on the pass to his tight end. And that will bring up a 4th down.
Okay. And one thing that Mesa has not done well is execute on special teams. They twice have had difficulty with the punt snap. Long snapper was out at halftime practicing.
Arnold Escanio will head back to return the punt.
And look where he's standing, Bo.
Yeah,
he's
standing at his own 45
here. Yeah.
Olympians rushing onto the field. Barely got the ball off with 1 second left. A line drive kick And the fair catch by Ascanio brings it in at the Southwestern 47.
Okay. Good field position to start. Ascanio knew what he was doing, standing just about 30 yards away there.
Christian Jourdain has been quiet here today. He's the outside receiver at the bottom of your screen. Guarded by Akintunde. Ascanio, pressure up the middle, has to roll right outside the pocket. And unable to connect with his receiver on the far side.
Yeah, once it broke down, he wasn't going to have much of a solution unless the receiver could find its way open. That one probably was just thrown away.
Now just under 14 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dominic Anderson to the right. Oh, Kahanu Davis, and will get the handoff up the middle. Had some space if he got by that initial defender, but falls forward.
Yeah, nice brisk run. Somebody got some kind of contact on him and made him go down in there, and he was just almost, if he could just stayed on his feet, he had running room in the middle of the field. Wouldn't have gone all the way. Secondary would have closed a little bit. There were some defenders down there, but good gain, 3rd and 5. Need this one.
13-20 and counting. Davis looks far side, has his receiver
ball
wide open. And the first down, Jaguars. That's Tim Christopher. After that big double pass catch for a touchdown.
Can't give Tim Christopher that much space, Bo. Well read by Davis to see his man. Got it to him quickly. He was wide open.
Yeah, the nice thing I liked about that was Davis threw that in motion. Like he threw it all.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? He threw it and not in stride. He hit the receiver in stride, but that's not coming to me right now.
I just like the fact that he decided quickly. And to give the other quarterback, to cut them some slack. I mean, there's so much heat on the Southwestern quarterbacks this season in these tough games that's hurt them. But Davis is a little quicker. He can buy a little more time too. He just seems to make a decision so much more decisively.
3 receivers to the left of Davis. He looks that way. He'll throw the bubble screen to Jourdain. Hops over defender, but is brought down inside the Olympians 30. Coming up, making the tackle was Makahili again.
Just makes you think how to get it to Christian, how to get it to him. That was one way to do it, and that was good. He almost got to the marker. It's going to be 3rd and 3, pardon. They're
Jaguars in need of some points right here.
They can get they can get another Booth attempt from here, but you do want to get some more yards. Booth's 0 for 2, and this one wouldn't be exactly close.
Ascanio to the post. Jump ball falls incomplete.
All by design, no doubt about it.
Right. Davis wants to go for it.
They are going to go for
it.
Look, maybe because Booth has missed 2. I'm not sure. I mean, be a 44-yarder or so from here.
Yeah,
that
he
seems
hit from 37, but
the
missed
wind is
from
starting
50
to pick
plus.
up a little bit tonight.
It is. Yeah, I would say the wind is moving across the field right now.
I've had to stop Bo's rosters from falling out of the window like 3 times.
Davis.
Take off running.
He did. Needs to get a first down.
He's going.
Has Jourdain.
He could have. I'm sure he could have run for the marker, Bo, but Christian did get out into the
Jordan got
open.
loose.
He just did. He did get open. It was overthrown. It would have taken an extraordinary effort from both quarterback and receiver to make that connection happen. There was some decent coverage down there. I don't think it was a terrible decision by Davis, but you got to get that first down.
It was the right decision. He had two linebackers coming downhill.
Oh, no, it definitely would have been a situation where he would have ran to the marker and there would have been
took a lick.
Tackle and contact, but it would have been very close to that first down.
Christian Jordan.
He might have been able to get it, Bo.
Got on the other side of the corner. It was there. I guarantee you, if Southwestern keeps his game close, Davis is going to be thinking about that one later tonight, knowing he had the opportunity to bring it within 3. And Butler picks up a nice chunk, make that Patterson.
Heady decision there because he obviously saw his receiver slip behind and get some space, and he had to make the decision quickly. That kind of led to the overthrow. It had to be rushed.
Quick hit to the far side.
Good blocking.
That's Dorsey. And the Jaguars rally to the ball, but not before a gain of 8 or 9.
$10:30 to go. My mind's racing there with, could they have gone
if they would have scored right there, it would have changed the whole complexion of the game.
The Booth 44-yarder, could he have run for the first? He made a good decision. No, it just...
Yeah, I don't mind them going for it right there. I don't mind them going for it, especially with Booth being 1 of 3 on the day. Patterson still in the game. Pump fake. Has a receiver. That's Dorsey. And the pump fake on the bubble screen. Corners bit on that one. And Dorsey got loose on the other side. Big play by Mesa. They get quickly up to the ball. Ball at the 25.
Nice job here by Mesa to take their time. You don't have to be in a rush if you're the Olympians.
Quick pitch and catch. And a flag thrown. On the reception was Jackson. Looks like a possible holding call on the outside. Now with under 9:30 remaining in this ball game.
Mentioned some of these Olympians up front. 58, Alex Nagy. 60, Darius Gurdon.
Pass interference, okay.
66, Ethan Nelson. 70, Cameron Stoffel. 77, Chris Gonzalez.
Yeah, that flag was thrown after the ball was caught, which made me assume it was a holding call, but they actually called an offensive pass interference, meaning one of the receivers got to the DB before the ball was thrown.
And that's a big break.
I mean, that ball was thrown pretty quickly to me. So
big break for Southwestern now to put Mesa in a
offensive
second
penalty before the receiver catches the ball, or when the ball's released from the quarterback.
Well, if you look at the what was the call, Bo?
It was
I'm sorry.
Offensive pass interference.
Okay.
So is the call when the receiver gets to the corner before the ball is released by the quarterback, or when the ball is caught by the receiver?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's one of those small details that I'm pretty sure it was before the ball is released. But nonetheless, a big play defensively for Southwestern. Knocks Mesa back 15 yards.
Because I'm not sure where it would have occurred on that play.
Gunnar Gray deep to the end
boy.
zone.
Oh, great play.
Touchdown, Deshaun Owens. Up the seam, Gunnar Gray now with 4 passing touchdowns on the day.
Deshaun Owens out of Poway High School. I thought, man, Gunnar Gray, boy, there were two Jaguars.
Yes,
there were two
there were.
receivers in the
Right,
in that
right.
vicinity, but there were two Jaguars. It looked like the coverage was decent.
Yeah, that was
The ball was money.
Those were all go routes. Find that one receiver, and Owens was the guy.
Yeah, the ball was money because it looked like it hung up there a little bit, like a play could have been made on the ball, and now all of a sudden, 17-point game. Well, a little some on the PAT here, but
Yeah, 21 unanswered here in the second half. Jaguars have had their opportunities, just come up short on a few of them.
a little frustration on the
Well, yeah,
Southwestern
for obvious
sideline
reasons,
here.
they had
Well,
this
yeah,
game.
no.
I wouldn't say they had the game in the bag, but they were up 12-7 at halftime.
Yeah, we haven't seen that level. Some of the games where maybe they've ran up against some tough competition.
Right.
They've stayed enthusiastic.
Right.
They've stayed supportive.
Right.
Because they tried their hardest and were up against good teams. Here they're up against a good team, but obviously a team that, given how well they're playing, they can beat them. But what's occurred over the last several minutes has definitely frustrated not only the players but the coaches.
This has definitely been a tale of two halves. Southwestern was up 12-7 at the half, and now Mesa, 22 unanswered. Jaguars down 3 possessions with 9:01 remaining. And Mesa will just boot that one through the end zone. There was a flag on that extra point, and with the ball being kicked at midfield, it was a personal foul on the Jaguars after the extra point was good, so they just tacked that 15 on the kickoff. The Jaguars will get the ball at the 25. Jaguars going to need a big play on offense. Get back into this one with 9:01 remaining. The way the Olympians are moving the ball right now, at the very least, just give that defense a break. They've been on the field a lot here in the second half.
Yeah. And Mesa was just taking their time on that drive, really knowing that they can work clock and get their plays off.
The handoff to the receiver in motion. And Mesa just flying to the ball right now, playing with a little extra juice now that they're up 17. Their offense is definitely giving them something to work for.
The Jaguars will have one more game this season. It'll be at Cerritos next week. That game was postponed from earlier in the season.
Davis will switch fields and wrapped up by Anthony make that Blaze Zito. No, that can't be Blaze. Yeah, I want to say it's Anthony Gilpin. That guy didn't look like he was 6'3", 245. Gilpin more of a wide receiver. But, I mean, knowing him, he played on this field. This was his home field. He's a great athlete. Has a receiver open downfield, gone on the other side of the secondary, and brought in. That's Poston on the reception.
Terrific job by Davis.
Yeah, once again, Kahanu Davis.
Yeah, Bowie's elusive. He buys time.
Yeah, exactly.
He showed us very strong arm right there.
He can definitely make all the throws. Dorsey, the inside receiver, on the near side. Davis looks that way. He'll step up in the pocket with the pressure coming from the outside.
Ooh.
And that one off target.
Fortunate.
Yeah. Tough to make that pass, stepping up in the pocket like that. Didn't have his feet set. I mean, those are just those small things that you develop throughout the season. And when you're just playing a couple games, at quarterback, you lose your technique a little bit. But once again, I mean, just creating some time and space with his legs. Mesa rushes 4. Davis with the quick pitch and catch to the outside. Wrapped up after a gain of 6 or 7. Once again, posted on the reception.
With Davis, and I spoke to Ed Carberry earlier this week. He talked about Davis, and like I said when we talked about him, he's a player that maybe thought he was a receiver or another position, but doing it for the betterment of the team, and he looks fine. He looks terrific.
Mesa bringing the pressure up the middle, gets Kahanu Davis outside the pocket, throws it up to Jourdain, and the
there was
flag
a lot of
thrown.
contact, Bo. Even though the ball doesn't look like it's catchable, he was in his running lane. He took the path to go get the ball away from the receiver.
And the pass interference on Jourdain, who was double covered.
Yeah, it was almost fortunate that the ball was placed where it was, and the only way to go get it was to run through the defender. And maybe that's what happened, but it still went down as PI.
Three receivers to the right of Davis. Jourdain, single-sided receiver at the bottom of your screen. Davis will roll right out the pocket. Pressure from behind, and he's brought down. Nathan Brooks on the sack.
Yeah, Davis couldn't feel the heat on that one, Bo, but everyone in the stadium, everyone watching at home saw that one coming. Everybody saw it but Kahanu Davis.
Davis has a clean pocket that time, but unable to connect with his receiver, broken up on the outside. Good job by DeLosa.
Shout out anyone watching in Hawaii, Bo.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Thank you for tuning in here on the Cali Photo Network. I'm Bo Fertig alongside my partner Ramon Scott. Field reporter Erica Cardenas. Cameraman up top Kevin Bear. Cameraman down low Tim Gahn. Pablo Espinal producing today's game. And with Davis backpedaling backwards, was unable to get really anything on that pass.
It's been a great 5 games to be with you, and I know we had some road games as well that we didn't go.
It's just unfortunate that the better games were road games.
Yeah, I was, trying to make excuses for myself for being Debbie Downer on some of these.
Oh, you're just passionate about the
games.
Jaguars. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, and again, I mean, Grossmont's always been my team, but I just have such a long friendship with Coach Carberry. Well, just known him for a long time. I'm not that close with Coach, but known him for over 25, maybe close to 30 years. This
is the 44-yard field goal is good.
Yes.
Asher Booth now 2 of 4 on the day. Brings it within 14. I've seen crazier things happen.
I just remember, Bo, as a young reporter, I was still a teenager, I think, when I first contacted
you're
Coach
aging yourself
Carberry.
now,
Yeah, well, at least over 30 years ago. And Carberry at Monte Vista High School, of course, he won 100 games there with the Monarchs, a championship coach at a great program. We talked about, of course, him coaching Gary Watkins as one of his players, but a lot of great players under Coach Carberry. One thing he's most proud of is the amount of scholarship players that he's sent out of Southwestern College, and that's why, again, this is the recruitment game, but if you didn't have a chance to make it down here, Bo, and you think you want to be a part of this Jaguar program, just contact Coach Carberry, Coach Monterez, any of the coaches, Coach Logan. They're all on Twitter. You can find them if you can't call them or anything like that. The 4 programs in the county are great. This facility is outstanding. If you didn't make it
Top
down
notch.
here, a little onside kick here is covered nicely by Mesa. But if you didn't have a chance to make it down here, or you didn't know that tonight was recruitment night, that you could have come down here, the Southwestern Jaguars would like to hear from you. This is a program that's done a lot of winning, especially.
I mean, we talk
with
about
Coach
them
Carberry.
having such a difficult season, and they're still 3-5. That says something about the program.
Well, look, Bo, kind of typical. The teams that were better than the Jaguars were really better than them this year, and they put a hurting on them.
That's what really stands out.
But the games that they've been competitive in, the teams that were more on their level this year.
Patterson up the middle, brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's all I'm saying about those teams that when they've matched up. Southwestern's always played those better teams very, very tough. They've had some terrific road wins against some of the powers in the state. Mesa's been the best team in the county this year. They got as high as number 7 in the JC Athletic Bureau poll this year. They've dipped a little bit after the 2 losses, but Mesa's going to end up. Look, Grossmont's going to have the best record out of the 4 teams, but Mesa's in the tougher league. I think Mesa will probably end up higher ranked than Grossmont.
Just because of their strength of schedule.
Yes.
Patterson on the handoff. The right side. Keeps his feet moving. And looks like a short gain of 1.
But the only thing separating this Southwestern program from getting back to just where they were not 2 years ago, really, and before that, is personnel. The amount of players, the quality of players. Remember, one of the big setbacks that Coach Carberry had is because of the way the pandemic has gone down, it's been a little tougher in the South Bay of San Diego.
Right.
Southwestern College had actually announced that they were not going to play any sports, and that kind of took people aback.
That throws you back
Right.
at least a
and
season.
So even when the games were back on, if you will, there was a big story in the newspaper about Southwestern maybe wasn't going to play athletics. This is prior to the peak of the pandemic,
Right.
but everything was starting to be. Not only was already shut down, but everybody's making decisions and plans on how they were going to move forward. And Southwestern said, "Hey, athletics are off," and of course the hiatus for a year. But many players who may have been considering Southwestern because it is such a great program, maybe didn't even get the word that it was back on. So that is one of the issues that they had and that they were facing. So as we get healthy, as we return back to normal, Southwestern is going to get back to normal and be right in contention with teams like Mesa and Fullerton and some of the other teams that we've seen this year that are so good.
Akintunde on the carry, crosses the 40. Didn't get to the first down marker. Coach Carberry will call another timeout, his second of the half at the 4:22 mark. And Southwestern's going to get the ball back.
And just one more mention before we get off our last home broadcast that, Southwestern did lose one of their most influential and important coaches, to Ed Carberry's staff and his life in Pete Tauvela, who passed away
That's never easy.
last year. And a big part of this program, not only his coaching ability, but his leadership, the things that he did in the program. It was a big loss for them, not only losing their friend and their coworker, but the work that he put in the program. He was a very important part of the coaching staff and a hard man to replace.
I love to see this right here. No hold bars. Mesa's going to go for it, unless they're going to try to draw them offsides, which that wouldn't be a surprise either. But this late in the season, playing against a crosstown rival.
Nah, you called it, Bo. You had it right.
Yeah,
you had it right.
I was hoping they'd go for it. Why not? Up 2 scores. I mean, obviously it's the right call. Yeah. It's the right thing to do.
And not only that, sometimes you really actually, even in a situation like this, when you have a lead like you do, you need to go through the motions and run your, there are harder and tougher plays to try to draw off sides, but you still send the personnel out there, go through the motions, because you may need that down the line in your next game. And for Gunnar Gray for next season, I can't wait to see
just see how he develops.
Gunnar Gray, has in store.
Well, to see him come back the way he has in the second half after struggling. And, it's one of the reasons why you don't come out on offense on a 4th and 4 and get that false start penalty, because if you get an offsides, I mean, it's still 4th down now, but if they wouldn't have came out and just came out in pump formation, they would have picked up a first down there.
I wonder how we're in this situation right now. First of all, we saw what happened when they go up to the line, they try to draw them off sides. Then all the Southwestern players come running off. How are we still here working on this play 2 minutes later? But
see? You know what? That one's on me. The snapper must have moved the ball. Jaheim Williams, I just thought he was just coming off the edge, wanting to make the block. I mean, he's made spectacular plays all season. But the ball must have been moved by the snapper illegally. Good snap, back to the punter. Ball will bounce out to 27 and check back in favor of Southwestern, and they'll get the ball at the 4:12 mark here in the 4th quarter.
So, Bo, how about Gunnar Gray? 8,400 career yards.
Oh, at the high school level?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. Jourdain on the outside towards the bottom of your screen. Dorsey, the inside receiver, to the left of Davis. He'll look that way. Pressure up the middle. On the run.
Maybe got held there a little bit, yeah.
We'll take
official, I could call it from up here. That official who was 15 yards away could call it, but the official, he was shielded. I know.
Yeah, exactly,
I know.
Exactly. You're right, though. His window.
That's why everybody's booing over there too, because they didn't see it. But
yeah.
I mean, it was subtle, and it was just such a shirt grab on the hip. I mean.
Well, and it's the right play. If that receiver gets on the other side of you and they get a big play, and now they're within 1 score. So with that penalty, they're going to have to work a little bit more.
College pass interference rule. I mean,
right. And that
wonder
also
why
helps.
It doesn't.
And Carberry calls a timeout.
Remember his terrific receiver, Casey Granfors, at University City. Was so terrific. That last year that Gray had, University City, they didn't win, I think, maybe one football game, but every game was 50-40.
Definitely inflated his numbers a little bit, being down majority of the time. And Carberry did call the timeout, their last timeout of the second half, 4:05 remaining. Southwestern with the ball at Mesa 49. And really it's been the legs of Kahanu Davis allowing his receivers to get open on the back sides and on really getting over the top of the corners. And you kind of see Jourdain talking right now. I'm sure Carberry's in his ear like, what do you see out there? Jourdain, like Gray, is such an exceptional player. You're not gonna hold him down all game. Jourdain's at the bottom of your screen. Dorsey closest to Davis on your inside. They're going to get to Dorsey. It looks like
nice.
Another double pass. It is. Dorsey with the bomb to Jourdain. Touchdown, Jaguars. No flags on the field.
Oh, boy.
A great grab by Dorsey and bringing that in with one hand, switching it to his throwing hand, and throws it on the money to Jourdain. That's one of the prettiest
one hand,
passes.
first of all, the one-handed. Did that just happen?
Yes, it did.
And
Initially, that ball looked like it was going to be overthrown, but it had enough air under it to allow Jourdain to get under it. And that's probably one of the best balls we've seen all season.
That's the most spectacular play, isn't it?
Nice tight spiral by Dorsey. His first passing touchdown.
Oh, no, that's...
The extra point, very important, and it's
still
good.
big. I mean, it's still an 8-point game, but...
No, it was good. It was good, partner.
It went through it.
It went through. It was tipped.
Oh, my gosh.
It was tipped at the line.
Okay. I heard the smack, and I just...
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Jaguars were all but down and out.
The Griffins are down to their 10th quarterback. I mean, the Jaguars are down to their 10th quarterback of the season. How many guys have thrown passes on this team?
Well, you just love to see them stay in it, not get their heads down. Obviously, they could have just thrown the white towel in, all but forgotten. After 22 unanswered by Mesa, Jaguars come back with 14 unanswered, chasing one touchdown with 3:57 remaining, no timeouts.
Yeah, Bo, that's the biggest statistic right now, I think, on the scoreboard is that 0 in the timeouts column.
Yeah.
You hate that. No, I don't know. Now, look at the alignment.
I say you boot it. I say you just boot it and make the Olympic. Yeah. Oh,
look at this medium chipper. Medium chipper rolling around.
Picked up nicely.
Good job.
Scooped
good
up
job.
nicely.
Just
I like
kicked it
that
a little
play.
bit too far, though. You know, when you do that, you
want to get it right over that second line.
You just want to aim. You almost want to make him, in a way, reach and touch it. That way it deflects a little bit because your best bet is into good.
It was scooped up nicely.
Scramble.
It was a nice play by that return man, though, getting over there quickly. I mean, and in hopes also putting that return man in a difficult position on the scoop off the bounce. You never know what can happen. And nonetheless, Mesa has the ball at the 20. So, not bad.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Yeah,
right.
It worked out pretty well for Southwestern. And that fumble.
They blew it dead. The Jaguars are walking out of there with the ball. Baptista has the ball, but
I think that whistle was blown a little early, partner. It was a gain of 1. 2nd and 9.
Gray working this clock a little bit.
You can expect
Play clock
another
to
run.
1.
Oh, they're going to pass it.
Big first down.
A great pitch and catch.
They might be right on the marker. It's first down.
That was great. And Makahili, who's gone
Are they
both
going to
ways
give it to
today.
him? Or are they going to call it? Yeah.
Oh, they're going to call him short.
Okay.
Or no?
Yeah,
so,
no.
Yeah,
it's on the 30.
They had the down marker short, but it looked like he got past the first down marker.
I was trying to give salutations and get us out of here, and all of a sudden we have drama.
.235 and counting.
The ball is loose.
The ball's still loose.
The Jags have it. The Jags have it.
And Southwestern picks up the ball. That's number 33 on the scoop. Gabe Acosta out of Eastlake High School. I told you crazier things have happened,
How
partner.
did that happen?
Gunnar Grace, sure-handed as it comes for a quarterback, and Gabe Acosta scoops it up.
Did he actually get to accept that snap and
No,
somehow just
yeah,
or
it
he
looked
reached
like-
out his right arm?
It looked like it was off to the right.
2:31.
And the stadium on the home side is buzzing. Jourdain, the only receiver on the route, near side. He almost got loose on the other side. That's Dorsey, but a great throw by Davis, rolling right, falling backwards, and he's getting up slowly.
Yeah, he got knocked to the ground pretty hard, but cool as ever is Davis.
Yeah, he threw a strike right there, rolling to his left.
I mean, he is operating in slow motion, and that's not a disrespectful term. The game is
there's
slow
no reason to
for
rush
him.
up to the line right now. Absolutely no reason. There's still 10.
Yeah, I mean on his plays too, though, Bo.
Now under 10 seconds on the play clock. Davis will roll right. Throws it to the end zone. Has a receiver in the back of the end zone. Unable to connect. Looked like Poston had a window.
Look, Davis has obviously been in some moments before because he's just cool and calm. I'm about ready to jump out of the booth.
So it's a 2nd and goal. The marker on the far says third, but they
I
picked
wish
up a
I
first
was
down
as
on
cool
Dorsey's
as
reception.
Davis.
I mean, this is 4-down territory right here. I wouldn't mind seeing at least one run to keep the clock moving. Davis rolls right, nothing there. Stutter steps to the end zone. Incomplete.
Give credit on a breakup there. Broken up by Simley. He's had a terrific game. Trying to get it to Dorsey, who's also been splendid.
Yeah, had that big grab to get them to the 5. He needed to slip one more tackle to get in the end zone, but
and you know Davis knows in the back of his mind he's thinking about taking off, but it hasn't been there.
yeah. Well, he's had receivers in the end zone. Just unable to connect. Davis, pressure from the outside, has room. He's going to get in. Touchdown, Southwestern. Kahanu Davis down 17, comes roaring back and brings this offense within 1.
What do you do, Bo?
Extra point. You kicked the extra point right here.
Every time.
There's too much time on the clock. If there was 10, 15 seconds left, I'd go for the 2. But with 1:41 remaining, you got to kick the extra point right here.
The offense is
And
on the field.
It's Stevie Orr's coming into the game. There's a delay game. There's a penalty, a flag thrown. Yeah, delay game. 5 yards back.
Well,
I mean,
that makes your decision easy.
yeah.
It's got to be a little bit embarrassing, though.
Well, you know, I mean,
there was a lot of excitement. I understand that.
yeah,
I mean, and maybe there was confusion. If you talk about the personnel, I don't know what they had in mind there.
extra point is good. Tie it at 29 with 1:41 remaining in this game. So, just a quick rewind. Southwestern up 12-7 at the half. They give up 22 unanswered. Jaguars looked all but down and out, then score 17 unanswered to tie it at 29. What a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. If you've stuck around, you earned this.
Bo, I almost snickered. when you said crazier things. Of course, crazier things have happened. I mean, you and I have watched a lot of football.
I was trying to tell you.
I'm not trying to say
I was
that
trying to let the fans know back at home they need to stay tuned in. Oh, this is about as good as it gets. If you love college football, this is why you love it.
You don't love it if you're an Olympian right now, though.
No.
That was a costly mistake. We've sung the praises of Gunner, and it was a tough snap, I guess, to handle. This one squibbed down the middle, fielded cleanly at the 20. Pretty good return there.
That's a Rajo. We have extracurricular activity
no reason
on both
to do
sides.
that.
No.
They got into a nice battle. It was a perfectly legal contact, and they're not going to get penalized. They were disciplined there, but...
All right. Mesa is going to start with the ball at their own 38. 1:33 remaining. They have all 3 timeouts.
Look, I'm not one of those guys. I mean, win or lose, we need this win so bad. We need to see a good victory. But I'm pretty satisfied with this finish.
Gray with Patterson in his left hip pocket. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Gunnar Gray looks far side. Hits Patterson in the flats. He'll get knocked out of bounds. Call it the 47, 46. Gain of 8, bringing up a 2nd and 2. And Mesa will take that all the way down the field. 1:27 on the clock.
No lack of enthusiasm. They are not down over there on the yellow sideline. They are into it.
Patterson remains in the game. He is their best pass catcher out of the backfield, already with 1 receiving touchdown on the game. Gray play fake. Hits his receiver over the middle.
They could get him for a loss here. They could get him for a loss. There's a flag
on the field.
That's okay.
A great job by Dorsey, eluding a couple tackles. Normally when you see a receiver backpedaling like that in the middle of the field, it doesn't result well for the offense, but his quickness allowed him to get out of bounds. Flag was thrown on the far side of the field.
Yeah, like I said, Bo, that play only works with 6-year-olds playing flag football. The real reversing the field like that nowadays.
Nigel man downfield.
It's hard to get 6 yards running straight ahead in football nowadays.
That will knock him back 5. Bringing up a 2nd and 7. 1:16 on the game clock. Mesa still with 3 timeouts. Patterson remains in the game. I don't see any flags on the field.
Underthrown. Was it the tight end, the right tackle? So what do you think, Bo? I mean, what did we see that?
Yeah, and that's what the Mesa sideline is trying to figure out. It looked like 2 guys jumped offside. However, I mean, you could be a yard back and jump offside, or jump but not be in the neutral zone.
I didn't know. I didn't know if it was a contact initiated or if a Mesa man had moved. Doesn't matter now.
Yeah,
look at this.
Well, if a Mesa man would have moved before the snap, it would have been a false start. 1:11 on the clock.
I just didn't see.
3rd and 7. Southwestern can get the ball back right here. I think Mesa's going to call a timeout. 3 on the play clock. Oh, they're going to snap it. Gray steps up in the pocket. Dumps it to
Brilliant.
Patterson. Heads up play by Gray.
Boy, Bo. Gray was real close to that line.
Yeah, passing the line of scrimmage. He was still behind it. But a heads up play by Gray hitting Patterson on the lob pass.
Remember, you only got to have the back of your heel on that line.
Right. No, and he had more than that.
No, he did. It was a brilliant play. Typical Gray.
Now on the Southwestern 45 over the middle. And Mesa with another first down and a little bit more. That's Sullivan, their leading receiver. And the pile keeps pushing forward now to the 30. Was the ball loose? Southwestern sideline saying they have it.
It's Mesa ball.
Sullivan with the first down. Clock is stopped. They need to put the ball down. Yep, the clock is now going. 47, 46 and counting. Mesa's going to need to get to the ball. They still have 3 timeouts, so no major rush. They're going to hand this ball off right here, and a flag.
Bo, the Olympians kicker, Dominic Camacho, he's made 7 of 8 field goals this season with a long of 44, and he's perfect on his PATs.
So we're about in that range right here. Well, where the ball sits right now at the 30, it would be a 47-yard field goal, so just outside his range. They're over at Coach Watkins. They're either going to give him the timeout or they're going to, the false start's going to take precedence to that, as it should. And I think after that false start, Coach Watkins is going to calm his guys down. Yeah. So in the NFL, they often give the timeout first and then waive the false start. But in this situation, called the false start, gave Watkins the timeout. So it'll be 1st and 15 at the 35 of Southwestern. Mesa with 2 timeouts remaining.
And those are some excellent numbers. So you're not going to hesitate to use your kicker if you get into that situation. You do want to get some more yardage, obviously. I don't know if Gray is specifically. There you see Coach Logan discussing it. What a job Logan's done this year with these guys in the secondary. So I just don't know, if Gray is just thinking get a few more yards. We've got a great kicker. Let's get him out there. I mean, Gray's a quarterback that can still get them into the end zone if he gets the right play.
1st and 15 at the Jaguars 35. Gunnar Gray looks over the middle. The receiver gets tripped up.
Incidental.
Yeah. The DB had a beat on that. If it was actually a good pass, the safety would have had the pick. Fortunately for Gray, he was off the mark.
Yeah, if you're not making any contact with your upper body, you're not going to draw a penalty.
And that ball was overthrown as well. Obviously, I could see where the Mesa sideline is coming from. It looks bad. It looks bad.
There's just when your hips or your legs, your ankles, whatever it may be, an unintentional contact there. Big.
Patterson still in the game, 3 receivers to the right of Gray. 2nd and 15. He looks near side, has his receiver over the middle. That's Anthony Gilpin on the reception, gets to the 25. Make it the 24.
18.9, stop the clock.
Gilpin with his first reception. They had an offensive lineman down next to Gray. Mesa's second timeout.
So they'll probably look for 1, maybe 2 plays, but right now about a 41-yarder if they needed to get in there and take a boot. Camacho's 44-yarder came in last week's game against Golden West.
Third and 5. Play fake. Has
Big
his receiver first down. A flag
in the secondary.
Deep in the
2
secondary.
flags down, Bo. Might have been for the same thing, but there's one also here inside the 10 near the Southwestern sideline. So this is going to be an important relay of information right here. Let's see what this signal is. Because the ball right now rests on the 11. It would be a first down, but...
They're over near Coach Watkins, which makes it seem like he has a decision to make, which makes us assume that the penalty is on the Jaguars.
12.3.
They got the first down on the reception. So it's definitely on the Jaguars. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that penalty is going to be declined. Yeah, because the reception was longer than what the penalty would have gave them.
So the offense is out there, it looks like, for another
and the clock is going to start on the whistle. I don't think Gunnar Gray is realizing that now. They should have called a timeout
He might
right
be
there.
able to buy
Gotta
some
get
time.
rid of it.
Touchdown, 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 Mesa.
Jackson on the reception with 2.6 seconds remaining. There is a flag on the field on the far side.
Give Gunnar Gray a lot of credit right there.
Well, of course.
He knew everyone in the stadium was panicking except for Gunnar Gray.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Touchdown is good. Gunnar Gray, 5 passing touchdowns on the night.
It's funny, there's no stadium clock on the other end, Bo, but I think there's one in Gunnar Gray's head. Because everyone was worried. Even if that ball falls incomplete, there's probably 1.5 seconds left. Kudos to Gray. Great job by the Jaguars tonight. It will not be a victory for them. But we got our money's worth. Another great thread, though.
Yeah, it was. I mean, a tight window, game on the line.
PAT's botched. And the Jags will need a Stanford play.
That's it. Crazier things have happened. Oh, let's hope for it. Why not tonight, huh? Why not here on the Cali Photo Network? Why not at home here at DeVore Stadium?
Thank you to Pablo Espinal. Thank you, Kevin Bear, Tim Gahn. Thank you, Erica Cardenas, for joining us for this, and hope to see her again as well. Bo, thank you so much, man. I learned so much. From you.
Oh, you better stop. You're gonna make me blush over here. No, you know this this junior college level inside and out. You have carried me along the way. Your shoulders are large, so much appreciation right back to you, partner. As much as it hasn't been fun, it's been that much more fun with you by my side, so much appreciated. The unsportsmanlike conduct is going to knock Mesa back 15 yards, so at the very least, they can fair catch it and, one Hail Mary. Davis has definitely shown he has the arm. Any return, maybe they can pick up the ball and fall forward for a couple yards, but with 2.6
it's tough.
seconds.
If you really could give any instruction, you would almost say, hey, if you're an up man,
you're just catch and fall.
Right. If you're a deep, this is this one.
You just got to.
Yeah.
They're going to return it. All right, we're going to have to throw it back now. Oh, why not? Jaheim Williams fakes it,
Gets rid of it.
No. It was there. It was there. It wasn't there, but it was there. I mean, the play was at least going to be extended. Great job by the Jags. Great job by the Olympians. Great job, Gunnar Gray.
Great game
This one's
overall.
over.
Hold your head high, Jaguars. You guys, valiant effort on your
That
end.
was a thrilling run back.
You know, when you talk about crosstown rivalries, like these are the finishes you hope for. And this game gave us about everything. And yeah. The players aren't going to meet at midfield for obvious reasons. Obviously, emotions running really high right now.
No, I think that's crummy. I think it's a terrible display right there.
And
I'm going to be critical. I'm going to be critical of the Olympians right now. Maybe the referee suggested it, so I don't want to overstep my bounds. I'm not a big fan of the sportsmanship line, but when it's done every game, let's get ready to go down to
Erica Cardina is now with Coach Carberry. We're going to go ahead and send it down to her. Take it away, Erica. What happened? They heard it. And what a way to end that game. Just momentum changed and switched so many times. And the Jaguars fall short by a touchdown. I mean, well, a lot of takeaways, obviously, from that game. What was your takeaway, partner?
Well, I think we saw like I said, Bo, I think going in, what we're seeing is the best version of the Southwestern Jaguars this year, and I think what we saw from them in those waning moments is we're digging deep, digging within, finding a way, right? I mean, I had given up. I had given up on the situation. I was ready to get us out of here and give salutations, but great effort, gutsy effort by Southwestern. I think it's something that they can build upon a little bit, and they gave those recruits something to watch and enjoy and maybe think, hey, you know what? I could go down there and I could help this program and I could be a part of this too. And that's where Southwestern is right now. They're in need of a little bit of help. It's coming, it's on the way, and that's going to put them right back into contention to win ball games like this and to beat some of those elite teams that we saw in tough games on this field. Remember, Southwestern had 3 exciting victories, almost 4.
Right, and to come back after chasing 17 with under 7 minutes remaining, a valiant effort. Kudos to the coaching staff, kudos to the players. They could have thrown in the white towel. After being up 12-7, all the momentum was on the Mesa sideline. And then they come back, fight back, tied at 29. A little unfortunate. Gunnar Gray, the local product, come in, 5 passing touchdowns. He had a great second half, 4 passing touchdowns in that second half.
Now, we saw the best of Gunnar Gray. Look, when we see him, we wanted to win this game, but we like seeing him, and we thought that he did great. I don't know, like you said, Bo, that fumble may have been on the snap that got away from Gray that caused the big play. But when we saw Southwestern get into positions to score, they did it. They did it with Davis. He had a great game. He looked so calm, so cool, and collected back there. And it's a credit to him for going. Now, I don't know if the coaches kind of went to him. They obviously know he's a championship quarterback from the islands, but kudos to him for embracing the role and really giving Southwestern something to cheer for in these last games that they played very, very well in.
So before we sign off, any last words? Obviously, Southwestern drops to 3-6. Mesa improves to 6-3. A great game between crosstown rivals. This season they still play at Cerritos next week, so they still have one more game. But this will be our last broadcast. Any last words?
Well, I think the future is still bright for Southwestern. You think of the really the years of winning with Coach Carberry. I mean, this is almost out of the ordinary to have a season like this. Coming out of the pandemic, did not get the personnel that they usually get down here to Southwestern College, and I think that will change once we get back to normal, if you will. Remember, it's December now, or November now, so once we get to next fall, I think things are going to work out just nicely. The recruits were here tonight. I think people know that they want to play for Southwestern College.
Yeah, Southwestern put on a great show today. Obviously falling short, losing 35-29. As always, thank you for tuning in to the Cali Photo Network. Thank you to our producer, Pablo Espinal, who makes all this happen. Thank you to our cameraman up top, Kevin Bear, our cameraman at the bottom of the field, Tim Gahn, known as the General. Erica Cardenas did a great job today filling in as a field reporter. Just showed the depth and ability of our broadcast. As always, thank you, partner, for a great season. It was
great
wonderful
job,
working
Bo.
with you. And this is Bo Furtick signing off from the Cali Photo Network. We will see you next fall. Have a great day.